Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello to everyone, and I hope that you are doing great on this day. Again, my name is Jay Randy. I'm here today to present to you another edition of the Analyze This. Today, we are going to look at some environmental bad practices and determine what would be the best practices after the show. So I look forward to you taking your time to join me for us to have the discussion. This discussion is going to focus on trash collection, deposit, and final disposal. In this edition, we are going to listen to people who generate the trash, those who are responsible to collect and deposit the trash to the final destination. And we are going to understand some of the challenges that is taking place. But I cannot do the talking alone, and I won't be able to explain everything to you because it's coming from a country where there are a lot of challenges, from public health issue to environmental issue to human management to material management. So as we begin this video, first thing we're going to do here is we are going to look at the activities between the management of those who are responsible in removing the trash and the compliance of those who are depositing the trash at a particular location, but the two are not working together. The second part of the discussion will focus on a county called Bapolo. Let me say a big thank you to both individual who sent me the video and wanted me to share some of my expertise on them. So I'd like to say thank you so much. So the second phase is going to look at water crossing safety. Yes, water crossing safety. Few months ago, less than 3 months ago, I believe, there was an issue that took place somewhere where 3 people got drowned, and that issue became a very popular discussion in the community. I don't know where that issue is. There hasn't been any closure on that, but we have another similar issue going, that will take place on the show. And again, we will cross-reference the issue regarding, I think, the 3 missing boys, and then we'll look at the current issue on which the topic will be discussed as the second phase of the topic here. So not to waste your time, we will be showing you this video, and on the video, I will be talking and explaining as the video go ahead. So please enjoy yourself and let me progress right now, all right? So let me do what I usually do best, and that is to hit the button so that we can start the broadcast here. As you can see here, this is the first video we have here for you. So let's begin and we'll start a discussion.
Okay, folks, we say sorry for that brief interruption. We are still here at Red Light Market soliciting views from the marketeers relating to the heavy part of garbage right here in Red Light. This is not the only place. When you check also on the pipeline road.
So by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this video having to take place this month, 2021. Yes, so this video is 2021, and I just want to make sure that we put the time and year on it, especially the year. So the video you are looking at right now is 2021, all right? So I will give you the time of all the different videos.
You will also see that there's a very huge part of garbage on the Pueblo Road also. Good morning, my brother. How you doing? Your name? Who? Chopin Diggs. Chopin Diggs, welcome to Same TV. Chopin Diggs would like to ask you this morning, what do you know your concern about this particular garbage within this place? So who are the ones that put a dime in that particular garbage? Where does Zobo Colado
So as you listen to the first business guy, as you can see here right before your camera here, the issue that is developing now as we discuss this video, the young man you're looking at is a very young man, a businessman, and the journalist is out there trying to gather information. So he's on what I would describe as a fact-finding mission. He's investigating, and what he's investigating is the stockpile of garbage around the marketeers, those who are selling, the people you see behind the young man, including himself. There is a huge stockpile of dirt that continues to accumulate. Now, why it is impeding the marketeers and the customers' opportunity to be able to shop, something else is happening which is very, very detrimental to their health, and that is the garbage itself. We will come to that, but I just want to reach the issue to you. The issue here now is about why and who are stockpiling the dirt, and why is the dirt continuing to pile up, why people are sitting in those areas. So you listen to the role of the marketeers, their contribution, and then down the road and in the next video, you also listen to the authorities that are responsible to maintain and improve the quality of the marketeers and those who come to shopping. So let's continue to listen to the journalist investigation, all right? Let's make progress.
So how much you pay on a daily basis for the garbage collection? Because while you sell here too, you also make garbage. How much you pay on a daily basis? $60 to the Zogos to carry the dirt. Okay. So now this particular dirt is causing serious health hazard because as you can see, the fire within that particular dirt is creating a serious problem to your health. What do you have to say to the city government, the business city corporation now that they should come and collect this particular dirt? What do you have to say in your own view? Your name again? Okay. Thank you for speaking on Same TV. Okay, we are now going to the market building here this morning, soliciting views from the marketers within this area. As you can see, this is the biggest commercial hub of Liberia, red light. But our attention has been drawn to a heavy part of garbage within this particular area here. So we are soliciting views from people this morning. Good morning, Pap. How are you doing this morning? My name is Takwasa. I'm from Same TV. I would like you to afford me a few minutes of your time so that I can have an interview with you about the garbage within this particular area.
So as you can see, the journalist is very eloquent, and I love his style of approach to the business people in the Painesville area. And what he's doing and what he's giving to you and myself is a clear understanding from the business people's standpoint. What he's doing is what I would describe as phase one. He is conducting an investigation. He has recognized a very big issue, and that issue has to do with the stockpile of garbage. Now, he's reaching out to the marketeers to understand what role are they playing in regards to the dumping of the trash, and what contribution are they also making to ensure that where they use material, that is the trash, are being dumped, what are they doing to facilitate the management. The first guy we heard, he said they are paying $60, like his Liberian LD. And now let's listen to the next gentleman you are looking at right now and see how his story will also collaborate with the or correlate with the first guy, and what other information he has for us.
Okay. Your name? Just come closer. Tobe, welcome to Saint TV once again. But Wilman Tobe, what do you know about a dirt that is situated right on the road there with the fire in it?
The dirt that is parking over there is from Mighty Association area. Mighty Association. And the surrounding is at the product.
So the pub is being more detailed than the first guy. So as far as the trash stockpile, he listed 2 contributors. Remember, the trash is being put on the bare ground, as you will see later, and there are series of average impact that trash is posting, or that stockpile of trash is posting to the people and the environment. So he had just given 2 important information as it relates to contributing to the stockpile. One, he is saying the Liberia Marketing Association and also the public. But the question here is he a visitor to the market, or is he a business guy? Does he take his trash home, or does he deposit his trash somewhere? I don't know, and you don't know. So let's continue to listen to him here.
So the marketers are the one who carry the dirt over there.
No, not the marketers, but there are people that can
People who are responsible to collect the dirt. So how much you pay for people to take the dirt from your surrounding, from where you sell to take it on the road there? How much you pay on a daily basis?
We pay $20 per ticket every day.
Every day. $20 per ticket each day. So
And then people are cleaning the place. They pay them for that.
all you do, you pay, but they are not taking the dirt from there.
No.
Okay. So right now, what do you have to say to the national government about this particular dirt situation?
But they die there.
Well, that's a very good question, but I think before stepping above the first step, I think the question should be, what message do you have for the Pineville City Corporation? Because the Pineville is a municipality in itself, and the Pineville Red Light, I believe, falls under the jurisdiction of the Pineville City Corporation. So I don't know, but let's hear what the answer is going to be like.
It's something that is very impacting our health. There's no other way that we go. Because no way for us to go anywhere to say we're going so area to go here. The only place we can tell to make our living. So we get have to come. Or we're telling the government, let us see receive the time and do it. We're paying the city government. The kind of money there or pressure around the people that.
So the pub is very smart. The journalist wanted to take the step above the first chain of reporting. The journalist is asking the question, what message do you have for the national government? But this guy you're looking at right now, sorry, I can't recall his name. He did call his name. So we'll just call him this businessman. This businessman is now sending message directly to the Pineville City Corporation to look into the situation of the stockpile of dirt. So kudos to him. I think he work and sell in that area, and he seems to understand how a problem that is before him and his fellow businessmen and women, the process they should take to get things done. So kudos to him. Let me progress.
Your name again? Wilman Tobe. Thank you for speaking on Saint TV. Okay, that was the voice of one of.
So his name is Wilman Tobit. Woman Toby said something very interesting, and I don't want us to miss that. He mentioned to us that each table pays a $20, I believe, like $100 on a daily basis. And the issue of the stockpile today, he's now going to the national government. He is calling on the Plainville City Corporation, and he's calling on the Liberian Marketing Association, and he's calling for a common denominator of collaboration to see what they can do to solve this stockpile of dirt. So we will follow the journalist, and as he go along, we will have more things to discuss.
The marketers within this place, the name is Women Toby. He said that the dirt within this particular area are collected and brought to that end by people who were designated, who are working for the Marketing Association right here in Red Light. So PCC are the ones who are responsible to take the dirt from that particular area. But anyway, anyhow, it is causing serious health hazard to our citizens within this particular area. Good morning, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Your name?
So again, I want to say a big thank you to the journalist here and to the individual who sent me this video. This journalist seems to be on top of her game. If I would recommend, I think he could be trained to be an environmental investigator journalist. Yes, he could be an environmental justice journalist or environmental reporter. That would be my suggestion, because he used a very strong and important terminology. Health hazard. Yes. Garbage stockpile, all right, mainly will affect the air you breathe. If it starts to stink, it will affect the soil based on the toxicity that it's releasing. It will affect river streams and other things. But let me progress and listen to the third business or marketers. Marketeers.
Kopo. How are you doing this morning once again? Okay, welcome to Same TV. I would like you to tell me a little bit about this particular dirt that is situated here with the fire within it. The Dyson is giving you guys.
So the journalist has opened a very interesting discussion now. The first guy mentioned about their payment and the stockpile. Women Toby talked about the payment and the collaboration. Now, he's now speaking to this business woman, and he mentioned the health hazard, but now he also brought in a very important concern, and that has to do with the burning of the garbage. So let us hear what the business lady is going to say, and we'll expand on what she might say, and she's going to say, and what the journalist is also going to say too, right? Okay.
But some people are saying you people are the same people who place that particular dirt over there. The market is selling doesn't create dirt. You sell breaking ball, but some of your friends too who are within this particular area also carry dirt. So how much you pay on a daily basis for those dirt to be collected? $20 every day. And who are the one responsible for the dirt to be removed from that? They are the Liberian Marketing Association. Does the Liberian Marketing Association have any office within Rela here? With the marketing superintendent. What's the name of the marketing superintendent? You don't know her name. Sue. Okay, we'll try to get to the office of.
So let me stop there first, okay? The journalist is going to continue to maintain his A plus investigation. Yes, I'm giving him A plus investigation because he is doing extremely well. He is leading us in this investigation, and there are things that he is finding as he comes across every businessman or businesswoman. This third business or marketer that you're looking at here, this businesswoman here, the journalist has given us three important things. One, he spoke about a health hazard from some type of open burning. He mentioned about the health hazard, which I also talk about, and the open burning. Now he's trying to get a deeper understanding, because this businesswoman you're looking at right now, she answered the question that Mr. Toby also answered. That is, they pay $20 every day per table, and the LMA, and that is the Liberia Marketing Association, is responsible to remove or collect the debt and take it to a known destination. So now the question from this lady that we should be focusing on right now: why the Marketing Association, that is the Liberia Marketing Association, is not collecting the stockpile? Or do they have a low frequency? Low frequency meaning, are they not collecting them during the course of the week? Are they doing it every other week? Are they doing it month to month? So in spite of all those questions, the people continue to experience the bad smell from the trash. Interestingly, what I really want to bring to your attention also here too is, the journalist asked the lady, who or what is the name of the market superintendent or the NMA superintendent? The lady didn't know, that is the business lady you're looking at here, could not remember or don't know the name of the superintendent. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Think about you being in a class or in a school. Let's restrict that to a classroom, and you don't know your teacher's name. Let's say we restrict it to a school and you don't know the principal name. Why you think the disconnect would be all about? You can split it 50-50 to say, for example, maybe she doesn't care to know about the name of the superintendent. And then the other 50 will say, maybe you might say, maybe the superintendent herself is not connecting with the marketeers. Either way, both for you and both for your answer will be right. There are times that some people don't even know the principal or the president of their university. They just go to class, know the teacher name, and get their grades and get out of there. But either way, I think she should be able to know the superintendent names, and the superintendent, I believe, should be engaging the people themselves. So that is some type of leadership disconnection or discontinuity or disconnect over there.
The marketing superintendent to get her view on this particular debt situation. But every day, you say every day, meaning you pay $20 per ticket every day, right? So, okay. So once within a day, if the ticket money is not given, what can be the reaction from the marketing association?
All right. So we are getting to see responsibility to be compliance and lack of commitment to take account or into account your fair share of the job. So from the first guy to the second guy, that is the two business male that have been interviewed, we gathered that they mentioned paying $20 every day. Why it is true that some of you guys were not too sure whether it is true that they were paying this business that you're looking at right now. And from the journalist question again, he has a very good question. If a marketeer doesn't pay that $20, what will be the consequences? And she said, they, meaning the Liberian Marketing Association, that supervises that entire market structure, will take your commodities away. Question: if they are putting in the rigorous, very tough non-compliance in terms of not paying your fair share, why aren't they doing justice to the very people who pay their $20 every day? Why the enemy is not meeting her bargain? Why she's not holding herself accountable to do her part? Because if the business women and men on a daily basis are paying their $20 Liberian dollar, and if they don't pay, their market or product will be removed and taken away from them, why aren't the LMA meeting their part of the bargain? I hope this journalist will get that opportunity or will find the way to reach out to the Liberia Marketing Association to hear from them in regards to what we are hearing right now. Won't you be interested in listening to the market superintendent or the Liberian Marketing Association big boss? I'm sure you would, and I'm sure you want to. Yes, you want to hear from her or from him, right? So let me progress.
When they carry your market, they can't get it until you pay the $20. $50, is that US? $50 liberty. Okay, your name again? Okay, Kopo, thank you for speaking on SAM TV. Well, folks, that's how we do it on SAM TV on a time like this. My name is Tapo B. Sewa. I'm situated right in red light here this morning, soliciting views from the marketers relating to the heavy part of garbage in red light here that causing serious health hazard to citizens within this particular surrounding. Good morning, Pap. How are you doing this morning?
Well, it's okay.
Your name?
My name is James Topa.
James Topa.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to SAM TV, Brother James. Brother James, what do you know about this particular death situation within this place?
Oh, my God. Sunday, the people, the road person package here, they said that according to them, you're ready to face the road. And send the clean the jail, later on, again, to talk to the jail from on outside, they clean the package here. And they sit down to him.
So let me just make sure that Mr. Tupa don't keep his mouth open like that. Let me try to press the button. Okay, I think they want it much better. Sorry there, Mr. Tupa. I don't mean to just freeze you out like that. It just happened that the camera just did a screenshot of that. But I think we have made an adjustment. So, Mr. Tupa, as you see here right before your camera, is bringing out another story again. He mentioned the road fixer. I believe he's referring to the Ministry of Public Works, perhaps, who are trying to widen the road. And he mentioned that they had done something that also contributing to the issue of the trash stockpiling over there. And if I understood him right, and if I can quote him right, but I stand to be corrected, he said the road fixer came and they put it there over here. So let's listen more to him.
When they drive, the people waste it. They are maybe because they are not willing to drive. We pay money, we get them money.
How much you give them to collect the dirt from your area?
Every day we get them $20 each person, every table.
$20 what? US?
Never take.
Okay.
About $30 to move the garage and YV. But then every time we come, so that we see the garage, the more increase, getting plenty and YV. It just continue getting plenty.
According to people, they say.
So I think if you have some doubt after going through 3 people, and now this businessman is the 4th person, I think we can definitely confirm that every business man or woman in our market of Plainville pays $20 on a daily basis to the LMA for the sole purpose of maybe returning their spot, and portion of that money will also be used to stockpile their diet. But one thing he just mentioned, I don't know whether you caught that. He said $30 is also paid to remove the trash. But the 3 people that the general passed, maybe they forgot because he didn't ask that question. But I'm sure he goes by, they will tell him. But this businessman you're looking at right now, he mentioned that. So if each table in our market is paying $20 on a daily basis, and according to the previous business lady that we just saw, if your goods is collected and you go to get it back, on top of that $20 Liberian dollar, you will pay additional $30, totaling $50 to retrieve your product or your commodity. So the LMA, again, according to this guy, is the sole leadership that's supposed to be getting the trash out of there. I know many of you guys are very impatient right now to see whether there will be an interview that will get to the authority of the Liberia Marketing Association. Because I see in this interview, as the journey continues to move from one table to the other table, I see the consistency here. Consistency 1, they are all paying their $30 to the LMA. Consistent 2, the LMA is responsible to remove the trash. Those are the 2 consistent information from the beginning of the interview going through.
You people are the one who pays those guys over there because the place you people are not living far from red light. Your guy or died to your house, you can pay the less fortunate guy who we refer to as Zogo to take the dye and bring it here within this place.
That is not possible. Actually, now when you check the drum side and the area, then you will see most of the judges from the post period. No cartoon and wagyu, no judges, people cannot take it on the horses. They cut out and wagyu, people do take it on the horses and bring it here. But the problem there, those people they make more dye. And the dye people pay the fee and wagyu, they don't move the dye at all. You see me? So you take dye from another side and bring it here and put it in the market.
They are only after money.
But they only after money. And one of the more problem we have here with the Liberia Marketing Association, we always pay money to those people here and they don't move the dye. Because the king said that now we should be paying money for garbage fee. We is $30 per table. Then the $20 extra different.
Oh, yes. So that is $50.
Yes.
You pay $50 on a daily basis.
Very good. Then when you know they're moving the jar every day, the jar getting plenty, increasing every day. They are not moving the jar at all. You see me? So they are the problem that we are facing.
So what is your message to the marketing association?
I will actually, my message to those people really, they are now working to our expectation because, like for oil now, we will pay money, even Tower registration will pay it to them, Tower fee will pay it to them, Tower registration will pay it, but now we don't even have a good area to sell. Green car will be off. Then the job will put the garage, they don't even move it. You see, they don't move the garage, nothing at the car. So, I mean, the work that will come to our head to help or to be able to help us to work team. But actually, what they are doing to all already, they are not working to our, because the money we pay to them, they are nothing good they are doing that we can see that, yeah, the people they are working, that we are benefiting from it. Nothing. Even toilet say you go there, you see the toilet, you are not even there to go around it.
Okay, your name again?
They call me James.
Thank you for speaking on Saint TV, James.
All right. So I just want you to see my face. I know you've seen it so many times, but for the particular program, I want you to see my face. I'm still here. So let's just sum up what James Toby just said. All right. James Toby, I think, in my opinion and observation, and I believe you too also, he gave us enough information. He did not inform us, but I think he over-informed us, which is good. James mentioned what other mentioned, that is the previous business people, but he added other things to it. Table registration, the $20 per table, the $30 fees, and the Liberal Marketing Association that collects all that money. His message to them, and also thanks to the journalists too, because the journalists, remember the first question he asked to the second guy, what do you think your message should be to the national government? And the guy said no. He didn't say no per se, but he directed his message, his answer strictly to the LMA rather than the national government. So as smart as the journalist is, this James guy he just talked to, he didn't ask the question about national government. Now he's now asking the question directly to the marketing association. That is, what message do you have? So there's a learning curve there, yes. And I like this guy. He's a linear learner. He learns as he grows, but this time he learns as he goes from one person to another. So James gave a lot of information. So what are the questions that we have now? What question do you have? Do you just want to stop this interview now and say, hey, Randy, we need to go and knock on the door of the Liberal Marketing Association, because I think we got enough information now, Randy. Yes. That $20 they're paying every day, and if the people are not compliant, they add $30, we make it $50. And all the people in that place, there's a likely possibility that I believe on a daily basis, they are not only collecting $20, they are also collecting $50 for those who don't pay. And you will be right. Possibility that is possible. And then you say, Randy, let me tell you this also too. They are collecting additional $30 to remove the stockpile. But why aren't they doing those things? Maybe one of your colleagues will say, Randy, don't listen to that person that asked you that question. The question we should be asking here is, how long have they been collecting the $30 to remove the trash? Because maybe the $30, the $20 they're paying is to maintain their spot. Maybe it's to maintain the table zone or their selling zone where they sell at. That $20 is used to maintain that area. And as far as the trash stockpile goes for collection, if the $30 collection started this year, maybe they're waiting for the end of February to start remove the dye. We don't know. But how we will get to know when that journalist reached out to that lady or that gentleman who is the head of the Liberal Marketing Association. So let me flip the camera around again and see where next is he going now. All right. So let's see.
Okay, this is how we continue the broadcast here this morning. We are situated right in red light here this morning. I'm going within the building of this particular market to solicit some views of the marketers relating to the diet within this particular area that is causing a serious health hazard to our citizens within this particular area. So keep following SAM TV as we bring you the views of citizens within this place. Good morning. How are you doing this morning? How you doing this morning? I'm speaking to you people. I would like to ask you people a few questions about the death situation that is right on the road there with the fire in it. So I might, if you can just turn to the camera a little bit so that I can talk with you. Yeah, just say. Don't talk it now or forever hold your peace. Because your peace hold forever. But the death situation is causing a serious health hazard to your health. Not only you, but people who are passing with this particular surrounding. And I understand that you got your children also when you cancel, they are here also, which of course they are young. And their immune system is not that strong as your own. So you have to talk so that people can hear you and see how best that the dye can be removed from that particular place.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I love this other interaction here, ladies and gentlemen. I love the other interaction. If you are a leader or if you ever sat in a class to learn about leadership, or if you at time teach leadership, this is a perfect example here. Yes, this is a perfect example. Looking at this business lady, the first thing that is running in my mind right now, I don't think she just want to be passive and not reactive to this journalist. Based on my experience, I don't also think that she's shy. She's very shy. No. What I can say, this lady has been complaining. That's what my instinct is telling me. That's what my professional observation from her body language is sending. That's a signal I'm getting from her. That she has been complaining so many times about the issue, not only the stockpile, but I think about the challenges that they are going through. And there have not been any positive reaction from her complaint. So she had just sucked it in and decided not to say anything to anybody. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Because if you look at her as the guy approached her, asking her, first thing is she's not even buying into whatever he's saying right now. She's looking at her phone. And as she stood there with the camera guy trying to focus on her, she decided to give way for you and I, including the cameraman, to see somebody else and not her. Now, do you now come into some level of understanding that the first lady that was interviewed, that they didn't know the marketeer LMA boss name? Can you now say, from this lady that we now looking at with the cell phone in her right hand, can we now say that the Liberian Marketing Association boss or superintendent, whatever the title is not only responding to the people, but I don't think she's engaged with them as well. So this lady, I don't blame her. What I would like to understand is she could help us here just to say something to us, whether she had made so many attempts and everything fell on deaf ear, and that's why she had just decided to suck it in and don't respond to anybody. Well, let's see what she will say. I'm very much interested in this one here.
Because people say you people pay, I don't know, $10 or $20 a day. So who are the people you pay the money to? The Liberian Marketing Association? LMA. So who's the head of this particular marketing association here in Red Light? Do you know their name? Okay.
This is what we call cold shoulder. Yes. I think this woman has had it. She's fed up. She's not buying anything in regards to what happened over there. Yes. Is she doing good? I don't think so. Because the journalist brought in another important point. And that point has to do with the burning of the stockpile. You see, environmental health and public health are two important things that we must be very careful around. So let's look at what he described as burning of the stockpile. In the environmental world, we call that open burning. Whenever you see a dump site on fire, we call that open burning. Open burning poses risks to the environment and also to public health. Open burning, the smoke, when you see the dumper on fire, so I'll try to put in some of the Liberian terminology here. If you see the dumper on fire, most of the time you will see the smoke coming out. That smoke is polluting the air that you breathe. And then as the smoke continues to rise, it is the oxygen that is causing that fire. And the material that are getting burned, they will turn to ashes. And that ashes is also going to pollute the very soil that you plant in. It's going to pollute the groundwater that is underneath that stockpile. And it's going to pollute the lake, because when it rains, it's going to wash off that ashes and it's going to find a way to any surface water or river or streams. So burning anything in outdoor or outside is very, very bad. Another thing I want you to also understand, when that garbage or dumper is burning, there are some material that shouldn't be burned over there. But we'll discuss that later on. Let's make progress here. But I hope you catch what I just said.
Seeing that okay, thank you for speaking on SAM TV. Okay, the interview continues as we go ahead to solicit view. Good morning, my brother. How are you doing? Okay, welcome to SAM TV. Your name? Come again?
Alwin F. Beno.
Oh, Alwin Beno. Brother Alwin Beno. What do you know of this particular debt that is situated on the road there? The marketing association are the one who collect the debt. You give them $10, $20 on a daily basis. So if you will not pay $10 or $20 today, what will happen to your market? Where their office is located? So who's the leader of this particular marketing association in this place? You know their name? Okay. Your name again? Okay, thank you for speaking with Sam TV. Okay, that's how we do it. That's how we do it on a time like this. This morning, that's how we do it, collecting the views of people here. According to them, every day they pay the amount of $20 for garbage collection. Okay. So your name? Your name, Tenant. You pay $40 as garbage fees for the dye to be collected. Okay. So when you collect it, they will see it there. Now, okay, so what is your message to them now? Your name again? Okay, thank you for speaking on Sam TV. Okay, we just spoke to one of the marketers. Her name is Tene. She said every day they pay money. Every day on a daily basis they pay money, but they cannot see the dye being cleaned. The dye is situated on the road. As we will go there later again for you to view it with a fire in it that is causing a serious health hazard to the citizen within this particular area. Good morning, my brother. Your name? Welcome to Sam TV. Emmanuel? Oh, Jeremiah. Sam TV. Yes. Online platform. Okay, Jeremiah, welcome to Sam TV. Jeremiah will understand a huge part of garbage that is situated right on the road there. Who are the one responsible for them putting that particular dye over there?
The people are selling in the market.
The people who are selling in the market. So every time you sell in the evening, you just collect a dye and go chunk it water because I don't buy.
Yeah.
But your other friends are saying they are not the one who placed the dye over there, even though they used it, they made a dye, but they pay people to collect a dye and place it over there. How true is it?
That is absolutely people who are responsible to take it there, they have been making moves, they have been doing anything since we are paying people to carry the dye there. And found out that the PCC, so those people who take it there from there. But they have been taking it so as when you tell you that you didn't see it, adding on it, that one is the whole normal.
Okay, so how much you pay on a daily basis? $20 a day before it. Oh wow! Depends on the table size. So if you have a very large table that is about, let's say, 10 or to 12 feet, wow, I see, because I'm asking other people, they are saying they pay $40. Some people are saying they pay $100. Okay. So your name again?
Jeremiah, sir.
Okay, Jeremiah, thank you for speaking on Sam TV.
So guys, let me just turn the thing around here a little bit here. You see why investigation is very, very important? Yes, investigation and data collection. Let me say this. You see the FBI in the United States, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, that institution is responsible to investigate. The CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, is to collect intelligence. That's the two primary functions of the two institutions. So you see how important investigation is, fact-finding investigation. What we're learning today from the marketeers, from the video, very interesting. From the LMA collecting $20, from the LMA charging $30 if you don't pay that $20 on time and they seize your goods, to the LMA again collecting $30 to help remove the dye. And now to this young guy you just saw, he's telling you, no, the $20 is for the basic table user or basic table owner. If you get a large table, then of course you're going to pay more than that. Can that price be regulated? The market that the president dedicated, if they were to pay per table, where the prices varies, that's something that this investigation is giving to you. Another thing that the investigation is giving to you too, if you live in Liberia, around a new market that have been constructed and dedicated, do they have specific area that they can stockpile the dye? And is that dye going to be put into a road up that we call dumpster? Or is it going to be put on the ground? So if you're in Liberia, you need to understand. But what I want to tell you here is, if the dye continue to stay on the ground, it's going to pollute the soil, and food that you eat from the soil is going to be contaminated and you're going to get sick. If they ever attempt to burn it, it's going to contaminate the water, because as it rains, it's going to take that ashes and going to contaminate the water. Even if it doesn't get burned, that is, the garbage doesn't get burned, that groundwater will find a way to surface water, and that will also impact. If the garbage starts to smell other than burning, it's going to impact our health. And as you listen to the journalist, the respiratory condition of young people and older people and people who are sick, they will be at the highest risk of public health and environmental health from those who stockpile things over there or who wants to burn the garbage. So let's make progress because we got other things to focus on here. All right, so let's make this.
Okay, let me go on the other side where, as you can see here, so many people are saying almost the same thing. They are saying almost the same thing.
Yes, Mr. Journalist, you're right. So on average, if we were taking the average means of everyone so far, the accuracy would be about 99.9%. Yes. The reason it's now 100 is because the last guy who just came out said that the charge per table varies from one side to another. And generally, like, oh yeah, now I see. So that information has put it in a situation that I would say 99.9%. That's how I would percentage that.
They pay for the diet, but when the diet is clean, it can be done right on the main road, right on the main road. And the most sorrowful part of it, fire is within the diet that is causing a serious problem to the health of citizens within this particular area. As you can see, the fire is within the diet.
All right, guys, let us look at some environmental and public health impact now. I think we have listened to a detail of the administrative part of the marketeer's obligation. So now it's time for us to look at some technical aspects as it relates to the overall health of these people. The administration of the LMA has been collecting the people money to help run their operation by means of cash flow. Now the people are now facing an environmental and public health issue. As I mentioned, open burning will pollute the air from the smoke that you see over there. And then the ashes that will be generated from that smoke will contaminate the soil that you get your food from, will contaminate the groundwater that you dig to drink, will contaminate river, streams that will be along the way when it rains. Now, another interesting thing that also happened there too is on that dumper, one of the things that is very dangerous is the plastic. Plastic material are made out of content that contain chemicals. And those chemicals can accumulate as they burned from certain toxicity that we call toxic material. They can burn and they can accumulate. Yes. So in addition to the chemical, the burn, plastic material will release some chemical, and those chemical can burn and they can accumulate into fat of animals, and human being can also consume those animal, and you can also get affected as well. Sometimes the smell are very bad from those things. So those are some of the dangerous part of that burning. That is some of the dangerous chemical that is being released will be released into the air, and mostly if it's coming from the plastic, it contains something called dioxin. I think it's spelled DIOXIN. Yeah, those are bad products that are formed from chlorine containing product that burned, and they are very, very dangerous. So they tend to leave trace of things along the way. That is why it is not safe. So let's pay attention there and listen.
Right on the main street, right on the main street, right on the main street, a very huge garbage is situated right on the main street. Why people are finding it difficult. And this is not the only area in red light here. If you check on the Pueblo Road, you will see the same type situation.
So these people are very exposed to so many environmental impact issues. These people are affecting their respiratory system. They are harming themselves. Their life could be cut short because of that poor environment or environmental quality. The impact of this smoke from the open burning of trash and plastic is going to impact their health, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's going to impact their health. Burning the trash can cause long-term health problem. Yes, a long-term health problem can erupt down the road. The toxin, as I mentioned, will be released during the burning, all right? That include nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and volatile organic compound that we call VOC, sometimes they call it volatile organic chemical. These chemicals are very, very dangerous. They are released from the trash that is being burned and the plastic that have been mixed in it. Those chemicals that I mentioned, they are not healthy for your organ system. They are not good. As an environmental engineer who place emphasis on air, water, and other hazardous material, these are things that I do most often in America to prevent people from contracting the long-term health problems, and to see Liberians sitting over there for a long period of time, inhaling those burning material, those toxins. Well, I just pray to God that he can use the power to save many of lives, because burning plastic, and there are other things also on the called treated material. Let's say if you buy a table that is varnish, you put varnish on the table, those varnish contain formaldehyde because it keep the table and a chair to be very strong and long lasting. So we call them treated wood. And wood, let's say when the carpenter make the bed, they varnish the bed. Those varnish contains some content of formaldehyde to maintain the structural integrity. Now, when those things are put on the dumper and it starts to burn, now when it releases those dioxin that I'm talking about, and each other chemical that are burning, they are mixed with nitrogen dioxide because it's air pollution that is releasing sulfur dioxide, and the volatile organic compound are things that are also in the ground, in the soil, and those things will impact your health. So every one of them, the treated material will release what we call what? Heavy metals. Heavy metals contain things like toxins. Some of them can be lead contaminated. So our people, as you see them over there, they may have a long-term health problem that will also include cancer. All right, either in the liver, in the kidney, or somewhere else. This is a serious matter, folks. It's not a joke.
If you check on the scene, Puebla Road again, you will see another dive. Okay, we are trying to conduct an interview with another person here this morning. Your name and welcome to Sam TV. Brother Richard Farm, how are you doing this morning? Okay, welcome to Sam TV. Richard, what do you make of this particular dive with the fire in it? They say you people are the one who put that there. How true?
You see the guy in the background right here? Yeah, this guy right here. He says something very interesting. I don't know whether I should play it back, but I will leave it to you to watch it again. He said something very interesting a few minutes ago before he started to look at this guy. I hope they will get to talk to him, but I will leave that to you to follow up.
On a daily basis, how much you pay for garbage fees? $10. Okay. Your name again? Thank you for speaking yourself. Okay. We are coming right here to another female. Good morning. Like she said, they are used to the dye here. She was talking behind camera and now she's seen. She was talking behind camera and now she's seen. Okay, we'll forget about her and go to another person because some people are very shy, but they talk behind camera. So, this is where I'm situated, right around the old mill fence. Fire is within the diet, and citizens are all moving around.
Yeah, I mean, the fire you see in those are some chemical material, such as plastic, such as treated material like wood, that continue to burn because they don't easily turn off as long as oxygen is supporting those things. But the key thing you should be worried about is the toxic pollutants that are being released into the air. It's going to impact people. Those people will get sick over time. And I hope that those who are in the authority in a PNV area and those who work at the Ministry of Health, they should be responsible to see these risks that these people, I mean, when someone said the people are being put in harm's way, I mean, it is one thing to just leave the stockpile there and don't put it on fire. At least the risks will be decreased. It's not going to be eliminated. But if you start burning it, you increase the risk of causing more harm because it's going to pollute the air. You can pollute the soil, you can pollute the water. That to me will reduce the impact 50%. But when you start to touch the garbage, then you are increasing the risk to 100%. That is very scary.
The interview we had earlier, all the marketers within this place, they are blaming the Liberia Marketing Association because they say every day on a daily basis, some people pay $40, some people pay $50 for garbage collection, but we still see the garbage here with a very huge fire within it that is causing serious harm to the health of citizens within this particular area. So same TV keep following. We'll try to make our way to the office of the Liberia Marketing Association right here in Red Light to see.
Now, this is what I call disaster waiting to happen. In the midst of the stockpile that I see as a stationary axis of evil, a death trap. Now, here comes, I don't know whether it's 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, a 10-wheeler or a 18-wheeler coming with a container that is not even strapped down, but is put in place. And here, Liberians are standing very close. What happened to the the Ministry of Transport? What happened to the Pineville municipality? How can people be in authority, in a leadership role, that they cannot put measure in place to separate the human movement from the vehicle movement? Wow, I just thought to share that other one with you guys. Let me progress here. Because I know not many people will be interested in no kind of thing here, because this is not entertainment anyway.
To confirm the report as to whether the situation which the marketeers are alleging is true, to get their side of the story. So keep following Same TV with me, Takwa B. Sewa, right here today in the heart of Red Light, the biggest commercial and most populated hub of Liberia.
All right. So we just ended that other video. Now, let's come to another one here too. Okay.
This is the continuation of Fashion TV visitation in Pineville Red Light, where we have discovered a huge.
And you know, guys, Pineville is becoming a very interesting project for me. Pineville, if you ask me about the air condition, that they will call that the air share, I think Pineville is now taking over that entire free pool going down to the waterside area. Pineville is also going to be a dirty air share community, meaning that the air that people breathe in a particular weather area is going to be a dirty air share. Dirty air share means the air you breathe is not clean. And there are some communities in America, like if you live around the refinery, if you live around any process industry where you see that long pipe and smoke coming from there, that environment is not clean. The air you breathing over there is going to be contaminated with nitrogen dioxide, sulfur, volatile organic compound, and other pollutants, air pollutants that can cause cancer. So this is a second video of this broadcast, and this is a different guy, not Same TV journalist. So this guy too had taken interest to see what's going on. Now, I already told you what the burning would do, what the smoke would do. It's going to impact the air. The ashes from the smoke is going to contaminate the soil and other river stream, including underground water. Then, of course, if there's plastic burning in there along with some treated wood that may contain formaldehyde, those things are also going to cause some severe and dangerous condition that will impact the public health, and the environment. All these things are not healthy for our people. So let's hear what the guy is going to say here briefly, all right? Uh-oh. Well, I'm not talking about you, Randy. I'm talking about the people watching the thing.
Dump site has been on fire for a couple of days now, where marketers are basically selling to get their.
Now, this is the motor deal here now. You see that sometimes if you live in the Pineville area, I don't know, but let me just say that if you live in the Pineville area and you get up early in the morning and begin to see something that look like dew, we call that fog, F-O-G, those are some of the pollutants that are coming out of the open burning. Folks, open burning is bad for your health. Smoke from open burning can cause an adverse effect to your health. The smoke burning from the garbage or trash contain toxic pollutant, all right? Some that cause cancer. These people here along the way may develop some cancer or cancerous symptom. They may have those things because 3 days of burning, it's not regular paper, it's not dry grass. Those things in a stockpile you're looking at right now contain different material that shouldn't be burned in the first place. Lord have mercy on our people. Lord Jesus Christ. Yes. So let's see how far this will go.
Bread and an urgent call to the Pineville City Corporation. But we'll be in conversation with some setup who will speak to Passion TV Liberia. Good morning, brother. Yeah, this is Passion TV Liberia, and we have come to gather some view concerning what unfolding here as it relates to the dump site. What do you feel about selling at this dump site?
Really, I feel discouraged, but nevertheless, we have to manage it because there is nothing to do. And we can say, oh, we'll sit home and sitting home, they give a free of that price to us. So there's our food outside, sitting in the dump site, where smoke all meeting up. I will say managing it, just get our daily bread.
But have you able to get in contact with the Pineville City Corporation?
We try many times, bro. Even if we get, they want to look, we have to take the out. I hope we go to the end of the level. We cry until we forget our body to keep on the time. After they took it there, they don't want to let wasting. We tell us about the very day, wasting idea. So stay on up. They know you are crying, they let me there. They never want to take it. So, I don't feel like they now I tell them voting from outside gradually on the weekend. So I end result, we will put it fire up outside. Put it fire on the plaza and spinning. Now they put it fire and then I didn't give up. I just get it's supposed to say because I have to take the last day off. All I want to get it done smoke.
Again, before you take a leave on you, what is your final message to the government of Liberia, and that is the Pineville City Corporation?
From my point of view, we may ask them help and take it there for them because it is also our help. And it also brings disaster to us by giving us some sickness. Because sitting here is very risky. Even the city major, he is second to sit here. It's very risky for him. But better we don't have, and our voice are not here. So this is how we put ourselves to make our daily bread.
Thank you very much. What you say here?
This is very sad, guys. This is very, very sad. This is very, very sad. All right? This is very, very sad. You know, many of us travel from Liberia and venture into different parts of this world. to perfect our skills, and then to be able to return home and help. But technology has made things easy for us. You don't just have to rush home to identify or see the problem. As you and I look at what is happening right now, looking at the stockpile, looking at the burn, according to the journalists, 3 days of material burning of that trash. And 3 consecutive days, you see the people sitting there and inhaling that smoke. Now that you know what are pollutants, the dioxin that is in that burn, the chemical content that is in that burn, and the people continue to inhale and inhale and inhale. As young as that guy is, if he continued to be over there and he's supposed to live for 90 years, his age could be cut up to 88 years. If you live in a polluted community or environment, your life expectancy will be cut short because of the complex health issues you may encounter along the way. Most especially when you're breathing those things in. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that.
I have another lady here selling. Madam, can you please talk to her? Good morning.
Yes,
What's your name?
my name is Orita.
Orita, how do you feel about selling Sardis, garbage side, who have been on fire for a couple of days?
The reason why we are here because they don't they were not here. Working here. But now the people they not get a place to fall it dead. So you see, we were here before the dead come there. So now who they here to follow there to get delivered. We're not going to sell any power. We can't get anything.
But you yourself, you in this fire. Why can't you protect yourself by wearing nose mask or putting something on your nose?
No. You cannot wear these things for a long period of time. And that's where the expertise comes in. Before you even put on any mask, you have to be fit tested. That's why you see when the COVID thing started in America, the Occupational Health and Safety Administration, OSHA, anyone who work within 8 hours must, in a very contaminated, not very, I don't want to use that word very, anyone who work in an area that is very contaminated, I keep using very, I have to take that very well. Anyone who works in a contaminated area that requires some respirator use, OSHA requires that employer to provide the PPE for that employee. And that means that in order for you to wear the N95, the N100, you must go to a respiratory or occupational health to go and be fit tested before you put that N95. The N95 represents 95% of the strain that is going to take out of there. The N100 means is going to do it 100%. So when he asked that lady, why can't you use a nose mask or a respirator? The thing here is, in Liberia, because we don't have standards, the Ministry of Health is not researching these things. The University of Liberia, they are not into research. Even most of the university in Liberia, they are not into research. They are not helping the public to understand the significance of these things. One reason you cannot just put on an N95, and I forgot to mention this, when OSHA, when the state governance and the federal government started asking people to use masks. They didn't specify which mask people should use. So some people started using N95. Now that N95, as I said, you must be fit tested. You're going to see an occupational nurse who's going to ask you some medical condition problem. If you have it, they will tell your employer that you cannot wear that mask because it's going to impede the free flow of you breathing. So when the federal government, during the onset and the peak hour of the spread of COVID in America, there were people who were using N95 at work, and OSHA came out and said, look guys, you guys will be looking at a very serious and long-term lawsuit across this country, because those who are supposed to use the N95, they must be fit tested by an occupational nurse to determine their physical and or health. That was when the government came back and said, hey, we wouldn't recommend that you wear a surgical mask or a cloth over your nose, because anybody can wear clothes over their nose. COVID doesn't smell. The smoke back there wearing that nose mask is not going to help. Wearing that N95 is not going to help, because these people are sitting over there for 8 to 9 hours. And there's nowhere that they have to go. And that smoke continue to bombard them. It's not going to help them. Even if they wear the SCBA, the self-contained breathing apparatus. Yes, the SCBA, the self-contained breathing apparatus. The one that fire people can wear in America. They put that thing on their back with an oxygen tank and go and turn the fire off. If they're wearing it over there, there are certain time frame that you got to keep that thing on. Long story short, that area is polluted. They cannot be over there. Yes, they cannot be over there. They cannot be over there, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot be over there. As I said, open burning is dangerous to our health. The burning will contaminate the soil and the groundwater, folks. And it will enter the human body. And how we enter the human body? That burn you see over there, it will contaminate the soil. What do we do with the soil? We plant in the soil, right? What does it do to the groundwater? The ashes will be moving from that place and going to the groundwater that we drink. And it will enter our body. If we eat something from the soil that is contaminated, if we drink something from the water that is already contaminated. And if it release certain chemical from that burning, like the plastic I talk about, it can enter into the animal as some type of fat. And then into our body when we consume the animal or eat them, like the fish and other product. That's why it's bad. All right, let's see here.
Because you know that this fire is very, very harmful. So many things into this fire. But selling fire without covering your nose, inhaling this garbage, do you think it's good for your health?
It's not good for my health, but now no small looking at it. Or me, I get no my only one when I put it to my nose, and nose that hits the fire breaking my nose. So I not be breathing good. And if you see, I take it from there.
Okay, before you leave, what your final message to the PZO City Corporation? Because I know this is their responsibility to get out this garbage side. What's your message to them?
For the message back again, for them to come help us to clear the place for us.
Thank you very much, my orator. Okay. We are in conversation with some marketers at the Painesville Red Light. As you can see, this is how life goes on here in Red Light. They are here.
The people are killing these people softly. The government of Liberia, and I will bring them in, especially the health authority, the EPA, the Ministry of Health, they need to recognize the risks that these people are faced with right now or facing on a daily basis. They can either declare that market area as unfit to do business and relocate those people immediately. Because these people are dying. Imagine somebody pregnant over there. It's going to affect the fetus of that baby. Some people can have miscarriage. I'm speaking as an environmental health specialist. I see these things all the time. That's part of my responsibility in America here. The toxicity from that smoke is not good for your internal system. There are chemicals burning in a dump. That stockpile, there are different chemicals that you're not even supposed to smell when it's burning. That's why you don't find open burning in America here too much. Because they know the risks associated with you burning stuff off a dump site. If I take the bottle here, if I take the mic stand, these are different chemical components that these things are made out of. And when they start to burn, they're releasing every chemical content that made of these things. Some bottles contain BPA. Most plastic contain BPA. And BPA are chemical substances that are within certain material. And to see those things, to see those people over there, the EPA and the Ministry of Health to do a quick intervention. There is something in America they call the IDL. Immediate danger to life. Yes, immediate danger to life. What are people doing over there? Why it is true that it's not an immediate danger to their health? It has a long-term effect. The source of that problem is the diet. Why aren't the the Liberia Marketing Association, after everything we have heard, why are they not doing what they're supposed to be doing? Let me progress here. I won't encourage anybody to live in an environment.
To obtain their regular, normal daily bread, and this is a dump site that I've been here for a couple of months now, and finally it has gotten into fire. It has stayed long. The Painesville City Corporation have nothing to do about it, and marketers are still here selling, and this is very chaotic when it comes to the health hazard of thousands of Liberians. And SOS call to the Painesville City Corporation, wherever they are, however they're monitoring Liberians, you need to call on them to come here, right here in Red Light, to see how best they can do something to get this dump site here. I'm still on my normal routine. As you can see, businesses running on. Thousands of Liberians here commuting at this dump site. As you can see, businesses, people still selling at the marketplaces. And this is, I have a brother here. Good morning, brother. Can you please talk to about me? Okay, he escaping from us that he cannot talk to all. Reason based known unto himself, as you can see, marketers are still here. Businesses running, and people are selling right at the dump site here. You can see fire blazing where people stay selling. We also have a sister who is selling here. We'll ask if we can talk to her. Good morning, sister. Hi, can we talk to you for a minute? This is Passion TV Liberia, and we come here to solicit views about market they are selling here. How do you feel selling in this dump site? Yeah, well, they don't want to pay the debt, but you yourself too. Do you know that this is posing serious challenge to your health? But selling in this dump site, you can see fire blazing like that, and you still there. You're not protecting yourself. Why can't you cover your nose or your mouth? Wow. And what's your message to the Prince City Corporation regarding the dump site? Okay, thank you very much. As you heard from her, 2 months now this debt have been here, and they have tried their possible best at marketers to call on the Prince City Corporation, but yet in day, nothing has been done, and you can see where the fire is blazing. This is very chaotic in Liberia. How can Liberians live in their own country like a foreigner, like a slave? This is very bad. Pose a serious challenge to health hazard. Will the Pino Cities Corporation sit there and allow thousands of Liberians to kill deaths and come up with another sickness again? Already our health system is very challenging. You see businesses running, people selling here. This is very chaotic. And we are staying here. Businesses running. Liberians are still posting the challenge, mounting the courage to see, as you can see, businesses running. People say.
So, question to you guys. The country been in existence for 173 years, and this year is going to be 174 years. From one generation to another generation, we have had so many Liberians traveling abroad, getting associate degree, bachelor degree, applied science degree, master degree, PhDs, and we see in the 21st century the issue of open burning, the issue of garbage management is right before us, and we don't have a solution to the problem. But yet and still we call ourselves a civilized country. We call ourselves civilized people. You want to think about those things? Now you see how the life expectancies for people who are older cannot go beyond 65 years. Only those who live in the interior that don't accumulate that much die. What is the solution to this problem? What can the city of Plainville do to prevent those things from happening? Do they have a plan? How effective and efficient that plan is? Can you collaborate with the businesses? Who have been the champion for these things? There are some states in America now that are not going to issue plastic bag to you because plastic material are very hard to dissolve. They are now generating paper material that can be recycled. Are they thinking about those things back home? Let's try to finish this. So I got a video for you guys.
Right at this dump other people listening, what all we can do as Liberians is to follow the Pizio City Corporation wherever they are, whoever can reach out to them. So do it as soon as possible to make sure that this bag is removed here. As you can see, people are on their normal businesses. Businesses run here. Businesses run here. People sit and eat. And this is very chaotic. Liberia is very challenged. This is the Pizio City Corporation responsibility to make sure that this deck is removed here. As we can see, all of us here, see this is running over their normal businesses. And they don't hear what's here. All we can pray for is the rightful entity who are responsible to
Facebook, just so you know, we don't have no right to that music that is being played right now. This show do not have any copyright to the song that is being played right now, right? So just to clear myself or provide some disclaimer to that.
so that this is going to come in and do this as soon as possible. For real life in Pizio City, my name is Chapter Infinity. I've been here covering this, and my message to the Pizio City Corporation is to come.
So we had watched interviews and you have listened to me. I think it's time that we give you some video evidence of what I think you need to know when it comes to the issue of open burning. So we are going to watch a video. All right, we are going to watch a video, and it's about air pollution, the impact of the air pollution. So let's see what it's going to do. All right, let's see what it's going to do here. So let me turn this around. So from the open burning that you just watched, we're not going to watch the whole thing here. We are going to watch a little bit of it, and let's see what happens here.
Even when I don't think about it, it's there. Vital for me and all life on earth. I could not imagine myself.
The air pollution in our cities, this is outdoor air pollution, comes from vehicles. And this is the case across the country. The Pollution Control Board, the Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB, monitors a large number of cities and their air pollution, and it finds that almost 17 cities pollution levels have reached critical levels. Critical means at least 1.5 times above the standard.
How serious is the problem of air pollution in the capital city of Delhi? Here, the air is not only hazy and murky, but also uncontrollable. Can we wish away traffic and emissions coming out of these ever-increasing number of motorized vehicles?
Suspended particles? No, only gas particles is entered. So you know that we are sucking the ambient air, and this analyzer, these are...
That's a SIM system down there, continual emission monitoring. That's whole unit is called SIM. Let's see here.
The analyzers, and these are analyzing all the gas that we are sucking it. The sample is coming into the...
Yep, that's it right there.
Distributed to all the analyzers, which are monitoring nitrogen dioxide.
This unit is called SIM, CEMS. All right. Continual emission monitoring system. Yes, that's a high level. I don't think they have any library right now. Yes. They have different stations. If you live in the Philadelphia area, you see some monitoring device system. That's when they give you the air quality of your area. Green means it's okay to be outside. Yellow means, well, don't stay too long outside. Red means stay completely inside. So that's the same system over there. Let me see what I'm looking for here. There's something I'm looking for to show to you guys. Let's see here. There's something I want to show here. All right, let me see here. There's something I want to show you guys. Let me see what I can show to you guys here. All right, I'm trying to look for it here. Hope I can find it. Hope I can find it. How come I'm seeing it here? Maybe it's from the beginning here. It should be from the beginning. It should be from the beginning here. Let's see here. I hope I can find it here. I hope I can find it. Yeah, I hope I can find it. I just want to show you guys something. See what happened here. I did see that thing some time ago. Let's see here. If I can't find it, I'll have to skip this one here. Then we'll go to the next one. So yeah, bear with me. I'm trying to look for it here. All right, just bear with me here. Why this is it right here? Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's right here. It's right here. Okay, it's right here. Now I got it. So let me turn it around. So we're going to see this for a brief moment and then we'll just cut the video off, okay? So let's see what happened here.
As their more fortunate rural brethren. Near toxic levels of lead are suspected to be accumulating in the bodies of children who live in this busy urban area. By binding to the enzymes, lead poisoning can damage almost any vital organ of the human body. Perhaps the most controversial environmental issue is acid rain. Even without
All right, we're not going to talk about acid rain here.
cadmium, neither gets burnt by fire nor cleared by air, and its accumulation can spoil the kidney. Lead products such as tetramethyl lead or tetraethyl lead are added to petrol to improve the anti-knock quality of the fuel. Pigeons living here have been found to contain about 10 times as much lead as their more fortunate rural brethren. Near toxic levels of lead are suspected to be accumulating in the bodies of children who live in this busy urban area. By binding to the enzymes, lead poisoning can damage almost any vital organ of the human body. Perhaps the most...
Yeah, so I just thought to share those things with you guys. And that's why it's very important to understand environmental health and public health, because they work together. Things that you see happening on that dump site in Pinsville, it's going to affect a lot of people in time to come. And we are not prepared in terms of fighting any organ disease or diseases that may come our way. And that's why public and environmental health prevention is always better than going to kill the problem. And that's one of the reasons why I'm calling on the EPA, I'm calling on the Ministry of Health to work along with the Pinsville City Corporation to find a quick solution to that problem. They need to get rid of that dirt and begin to put in place new measure to help save life. All right, so let's come here to a very important video. Now, this video is going to talk about the Pineville City Corporation. This video is a recorded video from 2016. So everything you listen to so far, aside from that other video that I was showing you from Asia, the interview you listen to from our people in Pineville, I did not get a video interview from this guy from Sam TV, but I managed to get a video interview from 2016 from the Pineville management. And in our interview also, a Liberia Marketing Association member is also being interviewed. What I want you to understand is the complexity of how things are done by the Pineville Authority, and you're going to also listen to the Liberia Marketing Association, one of the high ups. But I want you to understand how they're supposed to function. All right, so we'll go over that. But I will let it play for a while. So let me blow it up here. It's about to come on now. And let me say a big thank you to the guys from, how they call this place here, from Bush Chicken.
My name is Johnny K. Jala, Public Relations PCC.
Johnny, welcome to the Bush Chicken camera.
All right, so you're going to listen to Jenny here. All right, so she's going to introduce herself.
Johnny K. Jala, Public Relations PCC.
Johnny, welcome to the Bush Chicken camera.
So this video, it was done during the early administration in 2016. This girl worked for the city corporation, or the Pineville City Corporation. She is about to tell you the role that the Pineville City Corporation played. So we went along with the journalists and interviewed the marketeers. They told you what they are doing. Now we left them. Now we are coming into those who have the authority to prevent the smell, to prevent the smoke, to get away from the garbage. So now listen to this. All right, now listen to this.
Of late, there has been this issue in the city of Pineville with the issue of garbage collection. What has gone wrong, Janice, as we speak this morning?
We've had issues with garbage for a while, and one of the reasons
Since when?
that it's been for almost 6 months. And we've put out information about this, and this is simply because we've moved into the latter tier of the contract agreement between the World Bank and our contractors. Our contractors in the city are Casper and Libra Sanitation.
What do you mean by that?
So the way garbage work in the city of Pineville, Monrovia, and nearby cities is the World Bank project contractors. For Pineville is Libra Sanitation and Casper, and they award this contract to them for them to go ahead and collect garbage.
So again, guys, I was not lucky to get a recent interview. So this interview is just going to be used. This particular video is going to be used as a reference that will give you a sense to further expand your thought on why things are not working. So in 2016, as the interview was conducted, this administrator of the Pineville City Corporation is trying to describe to you the service that were being provided by the World Bank. From my understanding and from what both of us heard from her, the World Bank is facilitating the project. So I think Pineville is just, the Pineville City Corporation is just like a standby, making sure that their grass is cut and the grass is removed from their property. So from what I'm understanding from her so far, or what I understood from her so far, is the fact that they don't hold the cash. They don't run the show. It's almost like they are spectator in their own game. So like keep that in mind and listen to her.
Within the city of Painesville. Now, this is not procured directly to the city of Painesville, but through to the contractors. Now, the contractors, they have assigned what is called legal sites. For example, the ELW market, ELW hospital market is a legal site. The Jacob Town is a legal site. So those are legal sites that the contractor collects per week, per day, per month. And then the contractor gets paid for the garbage they collect. So that's how garbage works within the city of Painesville. Unfortunately, we've had issues with our contractor over the period of time, and they were not picking up on a regular basis. So in terms when that happens, what the city do is called intervention. Then the city comes in and intervene on their behalf. Now, there are a couple of problems with that. One is when the contractor is not picking up, the city of Painesville do not have the capacity to go ahead and pick up. That's one. Two, when the city of Painesville pick up garbage, we pay for us to.
But the question here is, guys, the question here is, what is the terms and agreement between the World Bank and these subcontractors? And what is the subcontractor plan for these legal sites that she mentioned that are primary? And why would a subcontractor run into a problem? Is it equipment problems? Is it capacity problem? Is it financial problem? Why would it be a problem when she said it has to do with the World Bank? So these are some of the unknown that needs to be asked. Because if the World Bank say, hey, we are the World Bank, we bring our money, and we need a subcontractor, is the company not capacitated to carry out the job? So what is the term? The term of the condition, of this contract? What are the frequency? So these are high-level questions that need to be answered in order to have an efficient solid waste / garbage pickup schedule that shouldn't be interrupted. And at the same time, the city corporation of Pineville should be thinking about a way of eliminating, reducing waste in the country, working along with the Ministry of Commerce. Because Commerce, as you know, is responsible for product coming into the market. So the EPA, the Ministry of Health, and the City Corporation of Pineville and other cities, one thing they can do is to look at new regulations that will ensure that the huge garbage collection in the country can be reduced by putting in place programs that will not bring unwanted material in the country. But I'm not here to tell the people that one because I don't want nobody to come say something in here. If the government needs expertise, they should contact me.
At the landfill. So it has a huge financial implication when our contractors don't pick up. Moreover, we're moving to the point where the contract agreement between the World Bank and the contractors is going to turn to 70% the city and 30% the World Bank. So in this transition right now, that's why we have a lot of garbage in the street.
through the commercial district of Painesville, where a lot of commercial activities are taking place. And if you observe, there is this huge.
But my thing here is, she's talking about the transition now that we gave the city 70%, and the World Bank / the contractor would take 30%. At what time in the contract that responsibility was going to be increased to have the city take 70%? At what time when the contract was signed? Let's say, for example, if it was signed in February and this recording here was done in August, at what time within a contract that said at this time of the year and month, you guys will start to take 70% of the responsibility? Within that agreement, if there was a time frame, let's say they say at the end of the second quarter into the third quarter, you guys will begin to take responsibility, then what the city of Painesville have been up to be ready to assume that responsibility. They say dry red good to eat, or dry fish is good to eat, right? But what will you be eating before the fish gets dry? That's the question I'm trying to ask here. Because right now, according to her, and not this interview has nothing to do with the existing situation. The only impact that is going to have, I'm understanding, and I want you to understand from this lady, she worked for the Painesville City Corporation, and what has been happening in the past, because when the we administration came in, they inherited some of the stockpile that was still in the different market area. They inherited them. But as far as the World Bank go, I don't know whether the World Bank still running this project or it's under somebody now. But this video will give you a sense as to why under the early administration there was stockpile, and then you can use that knowledge that you're going to gain from this girl and the other interview that you watch to determine what actually is happening now. It's a contract issue, it's a capacity, it's a financial, it's a poor planning. That's what we will be taking away from this interview here now.
Huge pile of garbage everywhere within the Painesville area. How can you address that situation, Janice?
We control a large commercial district, and because we control a large commercial district, we have direct produce on a minute-by-minute basis. However, we do not have the capacity to go ahead and handle this and take the garbage. For example, the city of Painesville do not have one single truck. The city of Painesville do not have one single front-end loader. So if you have, we have the issue of garbage, yes, but the city is not capacitated in a way to address that situation. That's where our problem comes from. The World Bank project do not capacitate the city to handle it. It capacitates the contractor to handle it. And when the contractor fails, unfortunately, because we're the statutory arm of government, all the questions comes to us. But when you look at it,
no, I mean, I tend to differ with that, if that is the case there, ladies and gentlemen. If I came to your house and say, hey, I got this money to do all the cleaning in your home, who gave you the money, Randy? Well, the state gave me that money to come and clean your hospital and all other houses here. All you need to do is to just bring your dad outside. How long do you want to be? Well, maybe for the whole year. Your responsibility is to just bring your dad outside. Okay. So, if I default on a contract, I mean, if I default on a contract by not picking your dad on time, and I told you that this morning was given to me by the city to clean your dad, why should you take that responsibility? You should be asking me, what did you do with that money? So if the World Bank and the subcontractor already informed the city of Painesville and other cities, including Monrovia, that we got the money, we're going to run the project here. why would they be coming back to tell the city corporation that, oh, we cannot do X, Y, Z? And why should the city of Pineville take the back their fault, their mistake, their inability? I don't think the contract was clearly explained to the city authority of Pineville. And I don't think there was people from the city side that asked the toughest question. Because if of no fault of the city of Pineville, things fall through the crack, who are the experts from World Bank who had that money and drew out a program to remove the debt, and then for some reason the program defaulted, and then you want to hold the Pineville City Corporation to take that mistake of yours? No, somebody got to be held accountable. Because from what she explained here, the budget was not run by Pineville City Corporation. So let me progress.
The layout of contractors and the layout of the way garbage is handled in the city of in the entire Republic of Liberia is more shifted to privatization than the city taking the full weight of collecting them.
So as to speak, how many contractors are there now to remove dirt from the streets?
The World Bank signed a contract with Libra Sanitation and Caspian. Libra Sanitation and Caspian, both Liberian-owned businesses. And these are the two contractors in Pineville that collect garbage from all of our legal sites. We've had serious issues over the past 6 months, and the city have expended a huge and a great deal of money because every time we clean garbage, we rent trucks, we rent front end loader. We do not have those equipment.
Could you tell us how much you have spent over what time?
I cannot give you an exact figure. Unfortunately, I don't work in finance, but I will tell you the city has spent over.
But the thing here is, the city of Pineville, according to her, is spending money to pick up stuff. She listed for us here legal sites, the EAWA market, and I think the EAWA Junction market that she described as legal site, right? So the legal site, from my understanding, listening to her, is the responsibility of the World Bank through the two subcontractors that are owned by Liberians. Is she telling you and telling me that if the two contracting company default, the Pineville City Corporation will go after them? If the answer is yes, that's fine. But who will underwrite the cost to pay the Pineville back? Because if the contract of the legal side is supposed to be the responsibility of the two subcontractors, and for some reason they default on their contract of not picking all the trash, Pineville City Corporation should not be going there to pay for that removal. If they do, they should be reimbursed for that. All right? Because she had not clearly defined what the Pineville City Corporation sole responsibility is. She wouldn't give her a piece of the information that if things don't work up, they will go in there and improvise to get the city cleaned up. But they are doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. So the question here is, why would the two contract company default when they are under the World Bank company? Did the World Bank fail to do a company background check to look at the history and performance of the two companies? Who did the vetting to begin with? Or maybe I'm talking the American way now, because in Liberia things are done differently, right? So I don't know, but I'm just speaking from my instinct. But let's listen to this girl here again.
500,000 doing this.
To collect garbage?
Just to collect, because one front end loader per day is $400. A truck is almost the same amount.
And you are paying for such?
And we have to pay for such. And this comes from our taxes we collect.
Could you disclose us your budget for the past year, Janice?
Our budget is around $480,000.
So are you saying that such an amount is not sufficient to run the
Such amount is not even sufficient to pay casual workers for the entire year.
So then how do you go about your operations?
We barely survive by way of taxes. We collect taxes, and that's what we survive on. In our budget is strictly on salaries. In fact, even goods and services are being cut off for us.
So now guys, you getting to see what is happening now. So let's take a step back. The preliminary interview of this program. All the marketeers that were interviewed, they said they pay money to the Liberia Marketing Association. The Liberia Marketing Association of Pineville, their operation, trash deposit, trash pickup, is within the city of Pineville. The trash is polluting the land of Pineville, is contaminating the land of Pineville, is impacting the animal of Pineville, is contaminating the water of Pineville. Question for you, if you are not thought about it already. The money the Liberia Marketing Association continue to collect, how much of that money is going to Pineville City Corporation? And while you are at it, who is responsible to pick up the trash around the market area? Is it the LMA or is it the Pineville City Corporation? We must be able to understand these two things. Because if she's saying that they survive on tax collection to make ends meet, because the budget that they receive from the national government is merely going towards salary. If the World Bank is substituting to collect the trash from legal area, as she classified it to be within Pineville, that take that burden from on their back. But the Marketing Association, especially in the Pineville area, that collect the different fees, who is responsible to pick the trash up from the market area? So let's go back to her.
You earlier mentioned that for the past 6 months, there has been this problem with the collection of garbages. Now we are in the month of July. What are you doing to remove the garbages from the streets?
As I told you, we go ahead and do intervention today as we speak. We're doing interventions in the city. Because
of those who are in the commercial district of Pineville are raising serious concerns.
Those who are in the commercial district of Pineville should be raising serious concern, but not to the city corporation.
To who?
Let me tell you, LMA collect garbage fees every day.
Okay. Okay. Now we're coming somewhere now, folks. Now we're coming somewhere. You see, she is on point, but she's not coming more specific. When she said the World Bank is helping the Pineville, the municipality of Pineville, the city of Pineville, with specific area she called legal area, that's fine. If that legal area is responsible, that legal area is under the responsibility of the two subcontracting company, I was very much interested in if the two subcontracting company default, is the city of Pineville intervention will go after that company if they remove their dirt that is supposed to remove. She has not been able to explain that to me. Now, the guy asked a question about the dirt that you just saw in the video. Who is responsible? And he classified as commercial. But remember, they got residential waste, they got industrial waste, and they got commercial waste. Commercial waste mainly include marketeers, businesses. And you just listen to her now saying, the LMA collect money every day. What we're trying to find here is somebody is stealing from the marketeers, and they are not living up to their part of the bargain. And the people over there are going to die because of someone not doing their responsibility. And this is what we call, this is where I can tell the marketeers now in the entire country to issue a class action lawsuit against LMA official. But we're not there yet. But a class action lawsuit from all those who are in the market area that are selling, that as long as they continue to pay their $20, depending on the size of their table, $40, depending on the size of their table, $100, and as long as they continue to pay $10 for garbage collection, $20, $30, every fee they pay to the LMA, there should be no reason why those stockpiles should be over there. So she bowed down to explain about what LMA does to the marketeer. And I think you already know. You can even say, you know what? Hold on, you girl. I got more detail. I can tell you more than what you come to explain now. I'm sure you can do that, right? Yes, you can. So let's go ahead and do it now. All right? Let's listen to her here.
All of the street, the sellers pay garbage fee. That money does not come to the city of Painesville. What happens to those garbage fees? They produce the day, they pay to LMA for their collection, but it is not collected. That money don't come to Painesville. So I agree, if you pay for a service, you should ask the hard questions, but ask the hard questions to the proper authority.
Have you met authorities of the Liberia Marketing Association?
Numerous occasions. We've gone through the courts, we've gone through dialogue, we've gone through a great deal with Liberia Marketing Association.
And what have you achieved so far from your discussions?
Unfortunately, I won't say anything substantial.
Okay. Now, we're getting now to the middle of the river now, as we try to cross the river. We don't know which part of the river is deep or having a quicksand. The Painesville City Corporation should be the head of the household. Remember, Painesville City. What state you live in right now? The city of Philadelphia. The city of Los Angeles. The city of Sacramento. The city of Newark. The city of New Jersey. I mean, the city of Trenton. The city of Minneapolis. Painesville should maintain the health, safety, security of its residents and all those who live in there. Question: why is the LMA working independently and even messing up the people area? Because the Liberia Marketing Association, it is a brand name. Like those of you guys who know 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven come in the community there, in your community. It's a franchise. Who's going to regulate them? The municipality you live in will regulate them. The Liberia Marketing Association can go to River G and say, we won't be here to work with all the market women here. The authority in River G should be able to tell them, say, we are a clean city here. We don't take crap here. You post that in the street, we'll find you and we'll find you big time with compound interest. So the question here is, why is the city of Painesville is operating like an institution that got no teeth to bite? It's something about big hand behind the marketing association that making her to feel proud. You know, one thing about Liberia, when you connected to the higher ups, the rule don't apply to you. Is that what the guy is trying to tell her? But not giving her detail. How can I come in your house that you own and messing your house out? And then you cannot tell me to clean up my stuff. Painesville City Corporation, they should be responsible to make sure that nobody leave dirt on their street in Painesville. You know, when you watch the Batman movie, this is our city. You're not going to mess it up. So now you see what happening. Do you think it's a cross-function in shared responsibility? Or do you think someone is playing the big hands and that big hand is supporting the marketing association? That all the money they collect from the marketeers, they are not able to remove that dye. How you think that should be done? I'll tell you how. The marketing association should be paying directly to the city of Pineville because they got all the equipment. The marketing association is not in the business of physically moving trash because they don't have any facility in terms of equipment to move their dye. It is the city of Pineville that is responsible. So where is that money going? And who authorizing LMA to send that money to where it is sending it? And the Pineville representative you listen to right now telling you, I don't know what happened to that money. But they continue to pollute and dirty the people's city. Let's listen more here.
So, are you saying that those within the commercial district of Kingsville and parts adjacent are going to live with what is currently happening?
No, the city of Kingsville, our residents is our major priority. In as much as we don't know what LMA do with the money or whatever, our residents are within the area, and the people who sell within Kingsville have been residents, so they are our major concern. We'll go ahead and do interventions. If we were not doing interventions, we would have been swamped with that.
Isn't this very ludicrous? I mean, listen to the girl. I wish to listen to the city mayor herself. So, the LMA collects money for so many different fees. They're not giving the city corporation money, but they continue to accumulate more dye in the street, messing the city up, polluting the air, contaminating the soil, contaminating the water, and eventually will cause people to die. And then she's telling us, oh, the people that live here, that do business here, we still care for them. So we'll do intervention. We'll go into our own coffers and take money out and do intervention. To me, that sounds too good to be true. That sounds too good to be true. But hey, who am I to take her for to deny what she's saying? I mean, think about it. Somebody messing your house out every day, messing the wall out, and that person got money that is being given to them. But as they mess your house out, and you come and then you buy the thing that they mess up and you fix it, and you can't say nothing to that person. Does that really make sense? How can the Pineville City Corporation not getting money for the LMA, of all the money LMA collects, and people stock the street, party, die all on the street, as you can see here. And then the city of Pineville come here and say, oh, we are intervention. We come to intervene. So they intervene, the subcontractor company fall back on their frequency of picking up the trash, and then they will come again and intervene if LMA cannot remove the dye. Well, I think the Pineville city is a very good city then.
It seems like you are trying to cast blame on the LMA.
I'm not casting blame on LMA. Dubois Road is a community in Pineville, and Dubois Road have title it. I'm not casting blame on LMA. I'm just telling you clearly that the city of Pineville is our responsibility. We go in and we do interventions. In a certain segment of Pineville, there is a certain group that controls half of the marketeers there.
So what is the particular segment you are talking about? Red light area.
Red light area has sellers. In red light, the sellers pay for garbage to be taken because you see, household waste and market waste are completely two different things. In Dubois Road, we have household waste. Yes, we have some market waste, like the Dubois Road market, which is a serious contention for garbage. We cleared Dubois Road market last week. If you go to Dubois Road market right now, you will see a huge stockpile of that. And because marketers produce dye on a minute-by-minute basis, it is not over a long period of time. For household, the dye produced by household is very minimal than to what a market produces. And because we have such issues with market dye, if you look at the Jacobtown area, it's around the Jacobtown market, you see a small pool of them. If you take a survey only of the entire Painesville, market locations and locations that are always filled with garbage. And those areas is not controlled by the city of Painesville. They are residents of ours, we host them, but it's controlled by MA. So it's not like I'm casting blame, obviously. To maintain the city of Painesville is my responsibility as a city. But I'm clearly stating to you there are demarcations and there are reasons why certain areas don't receive.
Are you concerned about the current situation within the rural area?
Obviously, that's what we do. That's what we pay for us to do interventions. If you go to Kobacha and you see the dye that was in Kobacha 2 weeks ago, and the dye in Kobacha right now is completely far from what it is. If the city don't do interventions, our place will be strong again.
How quickly are you going to intervene into the situation?
Today we're doing interventions.
Why today? Why today? Why?
Last week we did every week in the city of Painesville we do interventions. We would love to do intervention every day, but we do not have the capacity to do so. In as much as I can say this, every one of us that live in the city of Painesville, I live in the city of Painesville. Every one of us that live in the city of Painesville wish the best. But we have to understand there are realities. And the realities is we do not have the capacity to handle what we have. My best bet would be, if we want this problem completely solved, is do a project with the city of Painesville. National budget coming up, do a project with the city of Painesville. Provide trucks, provide front-end loader. When you equip the institution do not perform, then it's a problem.
But are you mentioning these things within your budget?
One of the things we've always requested.
And what has been the response of the authorities?
We haven't been able to get those things.
Why?
And that question will be with the legislature and the Ministry of Finance.
All right. So, by the way, she spoke about different type of waste, and residential waste, commercial waste, put together. They call them solid waste in different form and shape. But we'll talk about waste classification another time. So, this girl, I'm feeling somehow sorry for her condition. I hope she had gone way up or maybe move on to another job. But I'm feeling for her based on what she's trying to explain here. The Painesville doesn't have enough. Painesville City Corporation does not have enough budget to honor right the surplus trash that the Painesville railway market is generating on a daily basis. They cannot keep up with that. Now, you know, and I know, that the Painesville City Corporation, the Labrador Marketing Association collects more money, but they don't want to help to remove their dye. What's the fairness in that? So the picture that you saw, the video that you saw from the beginning of the conversation, where they're not picking out their dye, who do you blame now? Who need to be held accountable? You hearing it from the city mayor, from this girl who worked for the Painesville City Corporation and the Labrador Marketing Association. And she said they are complaining, and go to the national legislature. Remember when I asked you earlier, a few minutes ago, what a big hand the then early administration, now the Samuel 12 Finance Ministry, because the interview you watching was in 2016. So is she telling us that the national legislature and the Ministry of Finance did not care? Were they the one collecting this money from the city corporation, from the Painesville Labrador Marketing Association? Were they collecting that money and not giving it to Painesville? And the Painesville got to go there and always do intervention because they got to keep the smell from taking over their city, and then the open burning from polluting the air. So many unknown questions. But one thing we do know, the city is getting messed up.
Pushing and not just sitting in one place.
If we're sitting, I won't be saying it to you openly.
Because it seems like now Pinsville, it's becoming an area where you have to even hold your nose before you pass.
Pinsville is far from the area you hold your nose before you pass. Pinsville is far from that. I remember 2013, Pinsville was that. But now Pinsville is far from that.
So you are going in today to make some interventions?
We go in every week to do interventions. Every week we do interventions.
How much do you pay per truck on a daily basis?
And we have to use at least 2 trucks. So that would be around $700. And then we have to use a front-end loader. That will be around $400. So if you do the math, I'm not a mathematician, but it comes around 1,000 to 1,003.
For every intervention?
So that's just for the equipment. Okay. Then you have to do fueling. So at least 1,007, 1,008 for every intervention. If you multiply that by 7 interventions, it's a lot of money.
So how much do you think the PCC actually needs to carry out its operations?
The Pinsville City Corporation needs equipment. One of the things the mayor always says,
in terms of monetary value?
One of the things the mayor always says, the mayor of Pinsville is not interested in monetary value. As much as we need in the city, it's just the equipment. Give us the trucks, give us the front-end loader, and let us do our work. Don't give us the money.
You can't say that.
Give them to you. You should be making requests for them and not people giving them to you, Janice.
Over the last...
I don't think what she said is true. And I don't think the city mayor will agree to her. You need money. Yes, you need money on top of the equipment. You need money. Because the equipment too will fail. And you're not going to be digging into your family budget. So if you're going to request for anything, you got to request for both. We need some money and we need some logistics. Because here's the thing here. And I think that one of the key things that I want you guys to understand here. The reason they are struggling, the reason the LMA is acting funny in our place is because the city mayor is not elected by the people. If the people of Pinsville were electing their city mayor and they had a city council member that were elected by the Pinsville City Corporation, by the people of Pinsville, from the mayor being elected to the member of the council on that city of Pinsville Board, the sheriff, the police, that marketing association, I'm going to be trying that bullshit over there. Excuse my language. They're not going to be trying that bullshit. Because their taxes were going to keep that city clean. But because in Liberia we still have this appointed position, so maybe the city of Pinsville is well connected. The Liberia Marketing Association is well connected with the big boys in Monrovia, on Capitol Hill. And that's why they are acting pompous. They don't care. Maybe that's the reason why. And that would be right. All right? So let's see.
I worked at Pinsville for the past 3 years. Consistently for the past 3 years. A project from the city corporation has been a request for trucks and front-end.
What do you think actually went wrong with the World Bank sponsor project?
I think the World Bank sponsor project is, one, it was given to businesses, in my personal opinion. If the monies invested into the World Bank project was invested into the cities and built the capacities of the cities, we would have had a more clean city. You see, take for example the situation right now. Pinsville is dirty. You come to ask the city of Pinsville why Pinsville is dirty, not the contractor. Because the pressure and the ice is...
But that's the wrong way to do it. I mean, I don't think that World Bank project is being run by white people. I stand to be corrected. Because there'll be no white man that will do such a thing like that. You know it and I know it. Especially people from America here. Professional people, sound people. They will not get any subcontractor money that cannot live up to the bargain of that deal. Especially when there's a time line to complete that project. So I think that World Bank money was mismanaged by Liberians that work for World Bank. They went and grabbed their own subcontractors that are incompetent, unfit, that did not even present a project proposal or a solid waste plan to determine whether they can do the job. And the project blew all the World Bank money. But I think to a fair point, the World Bank should work with the city of Pineville and any other city in the country on the issue of solid waste, municipal waste, and commercial waste collection and disposal. I think the World Bank should have gone directly to these people because they own this city and they should help to run it perfectly to create a civil and clean environment. So let me progress here.
The city, if you empower the city performs more because we have the watchdogs who watch us to perform. True. But if you give the process to a contractor, the contractor is not the one you will look at. You will look at the authority. So the contractor is in a
No. That's wrong. If the World Bank knowingly and accepted the subcontractor to do its job, when things go wrong, they're not supposed to hold the Pineville City Corporation, the Monrovia City Corporation. No. If they were doing it as you explaining it, they are wrong. How can they hold Pineville responsible when they got the budget to ensure that an efficient and effective garbage collection and disposal process should be effective? And they didn't come to you guys, as you mentioned. They rather went to a subcontracting companies. And then when things go wrong, they want to hold Pineville City Corporation responsible. When Pineville City Corporation does not even have control over the subcontractor, rather it is the World Bank. This one, I tend to disagree with you. Yes, I tend to disagree with you. That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Oh.
And once the contractor is in a more labor-slack position, it puts immense pressure on the city that does not have the capacity to handle it and the infrastructure.
Are you not monitoring these contractors?
When the World Bank contract was signed, that was during the tenure of Miracle. So basically, the city that was really functioning was the city of Monrovia, not the city of Pineville.
Now we're coming somewhere with this now. All right, let's see what's going on here.
Other cities. The city of Monrovia was just on its kind gesture to say the city of Pineville, the city of Broadville, and Gatineau. So the major project is run by the Monrovia City Corporation through the EMOS.
So guys, we just took one big chunk from the ground. So the Monrovia City Corporation is the Grand Poobah. They controls everything. They allocate where World Bank projects should be very effective and efficient. They allocate which city need subcontractor and which city don't need subcontractor. You see, when I tell you that I'm not going nowhere, you'll be joking with me. After 173 years, this year is going to be 174. And you still got city mayor being appointed by a president. Maybe bro, very close to Ellen. So in the Warburton Project, King right on her lap. And she ran the show through Ellen. So every other city wasn't a priority. Only the city of Monrovia was a priority. Because when the people come to visit the country, they are in Monrovia, not in Pineville. So Ellen ensured that every time Monrovia was clean, and Maryborough will ensure that it is clean. And whatever resources that come in 100%, Ellen will say, my man, Maryborough, make sure we got about 90% of that money. The rest you can spread over. And that is where Pineville started to feed the pin. But don't forget the issue of the LMA money. Where was that money going? That is where I want you to focus. Yes, try to focus on that.
So there's a whole emergency unit at that particular, at the MCC as called EMUS, and EMUS is the one that runs the full affairs of the World Bank project.
The PPCC also collects money from people who runs stores and shops in the Pinsby area.
Yes.
What do you do with such money, Janice?
Just doing what we do with the money. We run the city.
Is it not sufficient to help in your budget?
The 7,000 plus that I just spoke to you about that is expended by the city come from our taxpayers' money. If you do the math between the taxes collected and the services we provide, I mean, take a look around.
So, finally, what do you want the government to do in this case? As we are now seeing that Pinsville, has just become a dirty city now.
I won't agree with you because Pinsville is not a dirty city.
With all of the garbages around?
I mean, even if you take your camera right now and go through the streets of Pinsville, if you are not selective, you will see a very far different from what you're printing right now.
So what do you want the government to do in this case?
I mean, we are a government agency, and obviously we work together in partnership. But one of the things that we're working towards right now is getting infrastructure to PCC, trucks, front-end loaders, and equipping us. And as the World Bank project fades away, I'm 100% certain that these things will come into play.
Thank you all so much.
That is all.
She loves her city. One thing I can give to her, she loves her city. She differs with the guy, and she's right. Because the issue of the garbage is mostly focused around the marketing area. Because in other communities, like she said, the residential area don't accumulate trash a lot compared to the marketeers. You find the Lebanese man's store, the Indian man's store, not far from the market area. So in a particular perimeters is where most of the dye is generated. I love her interview. She showed the courage, she showed the commitment, and she showed the love. But who let her down? Those who are in authority. The government should have been hard and came down hard on LMA to make sure that she cleaned that place. Now, let me progress here.
Okay, we are in the presence of Madam Lusu Sloan, President, Liberia Marketing Association. Madam Sloan, what?
And just so you know, let me turn this thing around here. Again, those of you that are just coming on, the previous interview, the girl you saw from the PNV City Corporation, and now the lady you're looking at here that is being introduced as one of the top officials of the Liberia Marketing Association. These two interviews were conducted in 2016. So the video from the start of the show, we could not get to the active employees of the Monrovia City Corporation and the management of the Liberia Marketing Association within the Pennsville area. If anyone know that these two people are still in that position, well, then I think we came very close to getting a solution to the problems that is taking place in Pennsville. But the question here is what they said in the interview. Had things changed? For example, is the World Bank still supporting the project through the Manuel Moody? All right. Are they still using the same subcontracting companies? I don't know. But let's listen to this Liberian Marketing Association boss lady. This is the lady I believe that everyone on the show want to hear. What are they doing with that money that they've been collecting from those people and now removing the trash of the city of Pennsville? Madam, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much.
What is the issue of garbage in the Pennsville commercial district area, so to speak?
When you talk about issue of garbage, what do you mean?
Over the past days, we have observed the huge pile of garbage in the commercial district of Pennsville.
Yeah, but for us, LMA, we have our doorstep. We have doorstep, and everybody know about it. The entire red line know that we have doorstep. In fact, there's our doorstep. People who not even paying money to all, they are carrying like coffee.
First of all, let me say this here. Don't everybody know in America that there is something called speed limit? Every one of you in America here, when you want to take your driving test, don't you know they told you that there's a speed limit? But how many people observe the speed limit? But who is out there to make sure that you follow the speed limit? What she's saying over there, I had to stop her. Everybody knowing that there is a dump site, but not everybody will take the deck there. And in order to ensure that people take the deck there, you must monitor the process. They go out there and collect the people money, the people food. If the people don't pay, they collect their food. Because they monitor every money that come in. But the street is being stockpiled with deck. They don't monitor it. But they expect people to go there. So if the people don't go in there and dumping it there elsewhere now, then what is their responsibility now? Liberia.
Right now, God security, they trying to restrict it. It was open that everybody was carrying there, and we are the one who were cleaning the deck for the entire red light. So they feel time we decided to close it all down. We don't want the element member to carry it right there. And stay getting all problem because some people take day for Nigeria when we just can't touch in our market. So the day is still packing to red light itself on the road. It is not the LMA. It's true that we collect money from our marketers. No organization will exist with all money. There's no way that you people put together how do the people manage with their operation. We collect money from them, but we need money to pay for cabbage, we need money to pay our employees. When we collect the day, we don't leave it in red light. Carry the coffee. If you want to actually prove what I'm saying, I want you to go to the red light and ask for the coffee market. You will see our town site. That way we carry our day. And even the entire community on Puebla carry that to our town site. So
but the thing here is the element is talking about collecting the trash and taking it to the final disposal site. It is from the cradle to grave. Those of you who are in the environmental field in the United States, there's something we call cradle to grave. Whatever you put out there as a hazardous waste, you must be able to care for it until it gets to the final destination. That's what we call from cradle to grave. So if this lady is saying that we got cool fuel, we got a fuel here, I don't think the effectiveness of the trash collection and disposal system within the LMA is very efficient. There's no efficiency in there. Number one, the deposit of the trash around the Pennsville area. Sorry, guys, I'm monitoring it here. So sorry. The LMA should have a program in place that will monitor the disposal of trash by members of the Pineville Redland Market to make sure that there are designated dumpster or a designated area where the trash will be disposed, and the frequency of the pickup time of that trash, whether it's Monday or Friday, the people should be in the know of those things. So while it is true that you're paying the money, you are not providing a very effective system for the people. How often do the trash is taken out of that place? That is what I want to hear from this lady. To say, hey, look, we have a very good program in place. Our trash are put in a specific location around the market, and the trash will be picked up on, or the trash is usually picked up on this day or on this day or on the other day. But we got specific location. By the way, what happened to CCTV? You need to have one. You said you got security guard. So the marketing association should have people on site who will be directing people to carry the trash to the designated dumpster or location. Everybody that we ask, they say the LMA keep dumping the dirt over there. The LMA will take the trash from us here and carry it over there. I don't know whether it's she, so I'm not going to be so hard on her because I don't know whether she still hold that road. I don't know, but I'm going to try to relate to what she's saying from what we saw in this interview video here. All right? So there's no efficiency and effectiveness in her explanation. So let's see here.
Every day you see pegging the red line, it is not element right.
Are you also working in collaboration with the PCC in the removal of garbage in Pinsville, madam?
Yeah, we wrote the PCC and mayor that I tell you, we want to see what you see, how best we can collaborate about the issue, because they don't really have a dump site at red light. And then for me, I don't know the shape of people go. Nobody want to get their land to Pinsville instead of population to pull, you know, because you say at dump site. They don't have dump site there. So I was trying to meet them and see how they can be able to maybe look around there to see they can get a dump site. Instead like everybody taking the day, carrying it to coffee or packing in red light. But I'm not being looking to see her. So we have no problem as a farm concerned. We got no problem with.
I think, let me hold this here again. So we listened to that girl that represented the PCC, or let's say that spoke from the PCC side, Pineville City Corporation. She said they had made several attempts to talk to the LMA to get them to pay in order to play, but they are not being cooperative, and things have been difficult for them. They have been using intervention to clean their city up. Now she's saying that they have tried to meet the PCC city mayor. What do you think now? You think the city mayor need to come and speak? Yes, I will agree with you on that. I think the city mayor of Pineville, in this case, should have had an interview so that we can take from what she said and compare it to what the LMA lady is saying here. Because if they are intervening in cleaning their city because the World Bank subcontractor default on their contract, the LMA not cleaning out the city to remove the dirt, and she's saying they're reaching out, who's telling the truth? At the bottom of all this thing, or in the middle of this thing, the marketeers are the ones who are getting impacted in a negative way. You saw this video. You saw what we discussed already. And you heard what we discussed already. So, let's see what she said here, yeah?
How alarming is the garbage issue in the red area as we speak?
Oh, no, but for now, I think yesterday I saw one movie there, not like before. I think we should be grateful. They got other people said that they're not selling, putting it in there at the end of the day. But the garbage issue is this, as I'm telling you, that entire red light area is not only the market. They got people living in red light, they don't have place to put their kite.
Then we have to go back to the PCC to ask them to verify what the woman is saying. Because this woman is saying the dirt is not only coming from her people under the marketing association. Pineville residents are also contributing to this diet. So what I see here, they need to have a live discussion in finding a solution to the problem. The funding, the logistic, and the equipment, and the capacity in terms of manpower to put out a better frequency. But on top of that, the Pineville City Corporation need to add value to its function when it comes to waste management. As you can see from the dump site, I see more plastic material. I see cardboard. If this thing can be restricted, especially to eliminate plastic. Plastic is a very difficult material to just fade away in the soil. It's very difficult. And when it gets into any river stream, including the Atlantic Ocean, those things tend to kill the marine life of species in the river or in the ocean. All right? So they need to find a common ground to find a solution to the problem and start throwing blame.
No dump site. So the dump site is the major issue in Pineville. As I'm speaking to you in our area, no element got dump site.
So you are saying that the PCC
they don't have dump.
It's one of the scary part here now. You see that standing water there? We call that thing standing water. Mosquito is accumulating in there. All the die. Oh, this one is burning also too. So all the arches that we talk about, all the dioxin, everything. So the air is getting polluted, as you can see right here. See the smoke here, the air is getting polluted. The water here is going to contaminate the groundwater. And if it rains, the ashes from the burn going to wash away and find a way to the nearby water. And it's going to start affecting the environment and food, crops, and other lifelike species in the river.
Site at red lights.
Where do they
I don't know. I have not seen a dump site actually.
Because we met them yesterday and they were also saying that you two should also help in the collection of garbage.
Oh, collecting that, if MCC can do business for us. We got our dump site info fee and the Gorbachev fee.
How regularly do you?
What is the schedule? How do we know that you're collecting that? You're saying that you're collecting that. You're not giving you any time frame. You're not providing all with any frequency. You're not giving all the name of the company that collect your data. How can we just believe what this lady is saying here? I think out of 100% of the discussion we have had so far, the Liberal Marketing Association is going to take 90% of the blame for keeping our trash over there. From all the people we interview to the girl that just explained to us, and from the marketing association lady here, she explained it with no plan. She's not giving any idea, any reason for us to blame her. No program, no plan, no schedule, no name of the company. She's just talking.
Do you collect garbage from the commercial district of Pineville?
Every week, if you go to Gorbachev fee, people go there 4 times a week. You got 7 days in a week, it's not go 4 times. And I mean,
so she's trying to rectify some of the question and doubt that I have. Her frequency, she said 4 times a week. So if you're collecting trash 4 times a week, I don't know what the tonnage they're taking over there all the time. But again, her information will only be verified if she provided documentation. we can trust her now, but we have to verify what she's saying by her giving us the name of the company. We're looking at the loading and unloading bill of lading to show how many days in a week, what are the tonnage they take from over there. That's the only way that I will be convinced.
But of late, the garbage issue was at an alarming rate in the Painesville area. So if you say you are collecting,
I'm talking about my area. I'm not responsible for Painesville.
Which area do you control, Madam
I
Sloan?
just said it here. We have our control area.
You live in Pineville. You cannot isolate yourself. The soil you occupy in Pineville is within the Pineville boundary lines. So you can't say, I have my area. No, the area is in Pineville. I think this lady is the problem here. She's the trouble child in the whole matrix that we're trying to understand, the unsolved mystery we're trying to solve here. I think the LMA is the problem. From the marketeers paying all their dues to the non-compliance and cooperation from they are not giving to the city of Pineville, now to her telling you that we got our own control area within the place of Pineville. You got control area, but you're not in charge of that control area because you're saying that people are dumping dirt in that control area. How can you say area control and then people dumping dirt in there?
It's not all of the red light that we are collecting money from. Where we control, we sweep the place.
Where exactly, Mom? Where?
You have some part of red light. I will not sit down here and just tell you what all control.
You see, she doesn't have no plan. You see, when you get plan, when you have a plan, you'll be able to explain the detail of your plan. You know, when the marketeer said that they don't know her name, if this is the same lady, they're not wrong. You remember when I mentioned about leadership? A leader should always be involved with all members of a team. If the lady was visiting the people on a frequency, maybe Monday and Friday, the people would have known who she is, they would have known her name. If she had a plan where the trash were going to be picking her every time, she was going to tell you the name of the company, how often, and the frequency that the trash are picked up. But if she's telling you that, oh, we just pick up trash, she's arbitrarily giving you what she wants you to hear. She, in my opinion, is the trouble. From the time they got to the second and third, marketeers keep repeating that they pay money and they're not getting the worth of their money. This lady you're looking at right here, if she's still there, she is the root cause. Her whole administration is messed up. She collects the people money, but she's not providing them with the services they need.
I say you go on a fee, maybe I sign up operation for you to show you the area. But we control our day, our own day. Not depending on PCC to care our day.
So you do not control the entire red light area, Mom?
No. I do not control the entire red light area because they have people with stores. Stores are not under me. And you know that? They got cold storage. The cold storage, they're more dead than any other.
All right. So that one missed opportunity we had. So let's see how we can fix that missed opportunity. Now that we just listened to her here. And you know that missed opportunity, right? So I think the journalist is taken by shock right now. So in all fairness to the lady here, I know she's a trouble lady. Not trouble to say that she just go around and make trouble. But she's trouble because she has not been compliant. She's not giving a detail of her plan. She's just picking things and hoping that it will stick, throwing it at us. But one thing she said I will give her credit for. And I think through listening and understand what she said, the commercial businesses, the store, the cold storage, they are not under the supervision of the Library Marketing Association. And I think all the journalists and someone should have gone to the store and say, hey, you bring your thing in bulk. You bring boxes, you bring pallets. Where do you put your trash? who pick up your trash? And then we need to go back to that girl from the PCC and ask her, are you picking up trash from those who own the stores and cold storage? That is the missed opportunity in here. But here we can fix it. If the girl from the PCC said, oh, we can go and do intervention, does that intervention mainly focus on the cold storage owner and the store owner? That's how we can imagine this missed opportunity that they just open up. It's a very interesting conversation. I'll tell you guys right now. Yes. So that's how we can get back to her. You spoke about intervention. What area do you cover as intervention? Those that own businesses, like the Lebanese, the Indian that own stores and cold storage, they generate a lot of debt, right? Because they bring all their thing in bulk. Who collects their trash? Do you know where they put their trash? So we shouldn't, like I said, she owns 90% of the problem, but I think she is giving us some sensitive information here that could reduce that 90% probably to 85%.
Whose cold storage are not on me. You know they got more stores in Red than any other commercial center in Liberia. You know that? Go to Red and check it.
Wow, she's very informed. I mean, I must give it to her. She's informed. She knows the Lebanese store geographic. Yes, she's very informed. Yes, she is.
Stores. The development in Red are stores. So many stores in real life. Stores are not on me. And at the end of the day, the stores, they died. What do they carry that died? Man, I they go to the Zogo to even bring it to our town fair. So if I would not tell you that I would be in charge of the whole red line. The day I'm creating, I'm cleaning it. But imagine all of the store in the cell not on me.
Then the process need to be coordinated. The process need to be not macro managed, but it need to be managed in your way, manage/monitor. Because if this cold storage owner and the Lebanese people, the store owner, are giving that to the Zogo, then the security guard, this lady talk about, that monitor their area. That means they have to find ways within the area to secure their location where they put the trash. If it will call for putting CC camera out or having security guard monitor the area, that would be good, because you want to make sure that somebody don't give you extended cost. Because if the Lebanese guy or the Indian guy got his store and he generate dirt, and instead of him putting that there into his own dumpster, rather he will call, I won't like to call the people Zogo, so I will get a different name. Call maybe someone, some Liberians or someone to come and take their dirt and carry it to the dump site of the Liberian Marketing Association. That is what we call extended cost that will be inherited by the Liberian Marketing Association. So the store and cold storage owner who are in the behavior of giving an indirect cost to the Liberian Marketing Association, they need to quit that behavior of being very fair to the playing field of doing business in that area. They need to take responsibility, for their action. So let's see here. Let's move on here.
I deal with retailer and people who stay on table, people who are running our stores and shops. In fact, I recently was trying to tell them that, look, before you carry debt, I don't say you must pay. But we are trying to do that. We have not finished with the arrangement. So I cannot be responsible for the entire red line. What the day I'm creating, I'm cleaning it.
You just alluded to what the PCC said, that they are the one collecting money from the various stores and shops in red light, and the money they are collecting is also being used to collect the garbages from the area.
Okay.
I think I've explained myself.
No, I mean, you just...
All right, so the journalist just erased our intellectual conclusion. So the PPC said they collect money from the store and cold storage owner, and they have to take their trash out. So again, that can be trusted, but it must be verified. Physical visitation to see where their trash are quote, yes, physical visitation to the store and cold storage and ask them to show you physically, that would be an inspection. I call that a physical inspection audit to see where this cold storage owner and the store owner put their trash. I think a physical person would be the deal that will call it. Unannounced too, because when you announce it, it will become compliant before you get there.
I'm explaining to you that we should help them. I'm telling you that we are doing our day. They are in charge of store and shop. I'm in charge of tables and other people are selling. So one way I should explain to you. I think that is enough. You carry that story and I have said, man, I think it's better. They are seeing that they are moving their day. After I'm moving my day. I think the story is enough.
She's trying to brush the guy off now. She's trying to brush the guy off. Trying to rush him off the office. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. The action of your marketeers is not only affecting them, it's affecting the community within that parameters, all right, of that area. So by you brushing the man off, you're not brushing the health and environmental impact that your people are causing over there.
Thank you.
Yeah, Madam Sloan. One more question. Okay, Madam Sloan, we understand that the PCC and the LNA, they are all working for the betterment of the country, Liberia.
Yeah.
What is the problem with collaboration? What is the problem with you people cooperating with each other?
That's a very excellent question there. That's a very excellent question. I don't know how she's going to answer this question, but we do know that the girl from the PCC said there have been several attempts to collaborate. They even want to quote. Let's hear what she's going to say here.
In the process, what is the problem? Is there any problem?
The problem, as I said, is like the dump site. You understand?
Yeah,
the
what I'm
dump
saying
site is the problem.
Yeah, what I know, what I
Yes,
understand, you have a
because if they have their specific dump site, then whoever they control, they will know what to carry that day. And we have our dump site, but if no specific dump site, what will be the problem? It will always be a problem because when you move your day, you don't want to get rid of it in your store. So you don't want to know where you're carrying it.
So why don't the both of you work together to find a particular dump site? Since you are working.
So that's one thing that I did not get from the girl from the PCC. The intervention of cleaning the dirt off the street. Where are they depositing that tons of dirt? Because they're saying that the marketing association got a location. That girl from Pineville City Corporation, I don't know. But I don't think I heard her mentioning where the dirt is supposed to go. But the subcontractor, I don't know whether it's been taken to the subcontractor that was working for the World Bank. I don't know whether they got a specific location.
With the same girl.
Yeah, what happened for all the dump site we form, we are renting the place. And then PCC is the one that got the city. They are able to find a landlord to say, look, we want this place to be created as dumping site for the benefit of the city.
When
so
was
I
the
think
site
they are
created?
able.
When you created the site?
Long
the dump
time.
site?
The dump site at Kofi, very long time. Over 8 years.
8 years.
Over 8 years. Over 8 years. We have been having dead there. In fact, it was the World Bank contractor selling me there through the MCC. Over 8 years. When you go to red line, Jen eyes for the coffee market around the red line. You will see our dump site there with security. Then you will know what to tell you.
So your final say?
My final say, we all gotta work together. I will start sharing belief. PCC can now go all the LMA can go all PCC. We are not.
That's true. You're interrelated, but saying it is one thing, but you need to come together because at the end of the day, it's the people that are suffering, it's the community that is being polluted, it is the crops, it's the soil, the water. Every one of these God-given things are being impacted from the people behavior.
enemy. We are all working for the benefit of our people. Let's collaborate to make our city clean.
Very good. Question to you. That interview was done in 2016, and looking at the current situation from the video you watched earlier, is there any collaboration? I hope we could have that young man who did the interview to go back to the Library Marketing Association, to go back to the Springville City Corporation and begin to ask the question. But before that happens, let's look at the very short one right here.
It's been almost 9 months of it.
A very short one here. So this is the Springville City mayor here under the Eddie administration. I'm not too sure who's the Springville City mayor, but remember what the girl from PCC said. They have been crying for a piece of equipment, and if they get a piece of equipment, their problem will be solved. So the Springville City mayor on Ellen is about to speak. I want you to listen to her. All right? Listen to her. She's about to speak.
It's been almost 9 months of begging, pleading, giving the different scenarios that go on in Painesville to the partners and to the donors. And a few months ago, they came and they said that they saw how much we're striving to make Painesville clean. They knew the challenges, they knew the lack of...
Is that two payload machine back there? In America, we call that thing payload machine. I heard us saying front load, but we call that payload machine. So is that two payload machine behind that lady there? Is that what they were crying for, asking for? Let me take the word crying out of there. Is that what they wanted? So they got it, right? All right, let's listen to her.
Logistical supplies and equipment. So they came very good tidings telling us that we're part of the pack from now on. As you all are aware, some of you live in Painesville. This is the first for the Painesville City Corporation. We've never had equipment of our own, but I made it my responsibility along with my staff to engage the international community and to just tell them the truth, the raw truth as it is, instead of trying to sugarcoat anything. And so this is the first of many equipment that has been put in the pipeline for us. I'm really ecstatic, and I know that my office is happy. Also, I know my controller is happy because we have to rent equipment. We have to be very, very creative how to pay for this equipment when we rent it. The challenges we face, like I said, we don't have any equipment at all at the Painesville City Corporation. This is the first. We don't even have vehicles. The office of the mayor, we don't have any vehicles. We rent pans, we rent taxis, we rent pickup trucks. We ask friends to help us. In fact, the employees have been so generous. It's the employees' cars that we use to go on operation for the commercial department, for the enforcement, even for sanitation. Even as mayor, the car you see as BCC1 is my son's car. So by me, we sign up to serve the people of Liberia, the people of Painesville. So we're not going to complain, we're not going to cry. We just have to be creative and innovative. What mechanism are you looking to give that you have some commercial children? You have to fill this equipment so as to ensure that what are the mechanisms employed to ensure that this is working in the team? Well, one of the first things we have to do is people have to start paying for garbage collection. That is first and foremost on my agenda for next year. We have managed through some funding I spoke about earlier that we were able to get 5 tricycles. These tricycles take about 2 tons of garbage. It's easier to maneuver them, and we're going to start doing our garbage collection. So because waste management brings in, you can make money from it, the city can make money from it. So from there, we'll be able to fuel this front-end loader. But I want to sound this out to the people, the citizens of Painesville. One front-end loader cannot clean up Painesville. Painesville is huge. So don't think that because Painesville City Corporation has one front-end loader, that gives you the right to take garbage from your home and bring it on the side of the road. That gives you the right to take garbage from the marketplace and dump it in red light on the side of the road. I am tired of people calling me to tell me that I am not doing my job. And I will repeat it again to the market
marketeers, to the LMA, you all still have not come to my office to see me. The dirt is piling up. One exercise per day to clean up when you all have compiled the garbage is almost...
I thought the LMA woman said that she made several attempts to reach out to the Pinville City Authority. But now the Pinville City Mayor is telling her that it's time for you to get your act together here. I think somebody, what do you think? I think somebody in the high ups need to bring these people together. Because there is a huge and serious environmental and public health concerns. And they keep throwing blame. Nobody want to bat their eyes. They get looking at it. Who's going to blink first? While you're trying to show your strength, there are people in our market that are going to die if the immediate action is not put in place. If an immediate action plan is not put in place. So rather than tossing the blame, I think somebody, and those people should be authority from the EPA, the Ministry of Health, bring those people together and have to sit down and find a common ground so we can start to see results. Enough with the talking here. The blame not going to take us anywhere.
$3,000 a day to clean up. Come and see me. Let's talk. Let's work it out, and let's look at the way forward. Because you all collect garbage fees every day. And I will repeat, you all collect garbage fees every day. Nobody comes to the city corporation to say, let's talk and let's see how we can pay the city corporation to be able to clean up the garbage. I will not be the chief janitor for the LMA. They need to stand up to the table. They need to come to our offices. We have our city manager here, Mr. Stanley Zahn. They can come and they can sit with the city manager and they can talk it out. But nobody should expect the mayor of Painesville.
So, guys, who do you believe now? Because the mayor here, she's trying to be very clear, transparent, and open. So who do you believe? Somebody is not being cooperative here. And I don't know what your best guess would be. Who you think is the non-compliance in this whole situation here?
Her staff to create miracles or to work miracles in the red light and Gorbachev market. We cleaned it out about 2 weeks ago. If you go back there, it looks like we never cleaned it because why? Nobody wants to come and be responsible and do the right thing by those people that sit down in the market, that pay them every day, that sit under the sun, sit under the rain, they collect the poor people money, and I don't know what they're doing with it.
But that statement, are you going to spend
to rent equipment every day? One front end loader is about $500, depending on your negotiation. Then you have to fuel it. It's about $140. Then you have the trucks that can run anywhere from $350 to $400, depending on how you negotiate. Then you have to fuel them also. And then at times we have to get extra people to come and work when we have when the garbage is so much, it's so overwhelming. Then you have to feed them at night. Then you have to pay them extra.
That's too much. That's nonsense. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. You charging for the equipment use. You feeding the equipment. And then you got to feed them. No. They need to come up with one negotiated price. That's too much. That's overkill. That's overkill. It's like you buying things from the store that you're going to cook. I need boning. I need this. No. Go to the Lapapido and say, how much is it going to cost for a large plate of rice? Everything inclusive in it. And then you buy it. Don't go buy it item by item. They're wrong. That's what we're doing now. What happened to the press regulators in the country? They're not supposed to be running their own show like that. They're not supposed to be running their own show. Come up with your own cost. Yes, come up with your own cost. In one bulk. feeding the driver then is part of that thing too. So who's going to foot the bill after those things happen? Send it to LMA, let them pay for it.
So do the math. Because for an exercise like Gobacho, we need about 6 to 8 trucks at a time and 2 front end loaders.
Madam, my name is Vani Kamara. I like to clarify for you to clarify these two concerns. First, you've just sounded a warning to those who are piling garbage to where they're not supposed to be. Are you going to impose some level of fines to ensure that it's self-deterrence? And two, you talk about Painsville having 5 districts, and you just got one caterpillar, which is not sufficient enough to effectively clean up the city like you want to see it. How are you thinking about designing ways to get the remaining tractors to enable you work in a way that would make you very happy and effective?
Mr. Kamara, I can beg. I will just keep on begging. I will just keep on taking people. And what I do when partners come, when people come to visit the city, I don't sit down in my office and hold conversation with them. They know me. So the people can attend and you're putting in the car, you're carrying them quick to go by job, you're carrying them to coffee, you're carrying them to pipeline. Let them see. It was through that. That's how we got this equipment. And there will be many more partners because there's goodwill towards Liberia. People will come in. And when they come in, I will show them the fact and the harsh reality. This is, if you want to help me, you're not coming to help me, you're coming to help my people. Yes, you help me as a leader to make my work easier. But this is what is affecting my people. They go my job is a health hazard waiting to happen.
Yep.
We clean it, they bring it right back. We clean it, they bring it right back. Why? We have sat with them, we have told them, if you come to us and we're paying the right amount of money to us, we can even try to build like a holding station where you all will manage it, where people can come and pay to dump the dirt, and the center will help you all to manage it. My dear, we have pleaded in so many.
So I think at the end of the day, the Painsville City Mayor is making a lot of sense here. One thing that drew my attention, the holding station. Because that holding station will restrict the wide dumping. Wide dumping means indiscriminate dumping. That holding station will direct everyone from that railway market to that source, not source, but to that destination where they're supposed to dump that date. So this woman has figured out the problem. But I think, again, that lady from the Liberia Marketing Association, she is the problem here.
So sometimes you just have to take drastic measures. It doesn't mean because the World Bank has come to our aid, that means that it gives anybody the green light to keep on dirtying the city. No.
If your warning is a no, what will you do if your warning is a no? Thank you, sir.
Like you asked me, you know what? I keep on telling people I have a Bible. It's called the City Ordinance. There are fines. We have the fine sheet. And we will impose those fines.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's been almost 9 months of it.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I love that. If there is no collaboration, if there is no compliance, then you use the enforcement as the final step to define enforcement and fine. So I agree with her. Yes, I do agree with her. All right. So guys, that in the first section of the presentation here. Now, I want to take you guys to remember sometime last year, almost to the end of last year. No, few months to the end of last year. There was an incident where some kids got drowned and people were accusing St. Moses. I don't know what has happened to the case now. Do we have a closure? I don't know. But the condition under which the incident happens has been an ongoing situation. And that is the issue of the river. But we got another river issue here tonight. So the way we're going to discuss that is for us to refresh our mind about that river. and then we'll go to the main topic, which also is about a river. So, let's see here. Okay, so let's go to the first issue. You have seen the issue before. It's about that river, St. Paul River, I guess. Yes.
Now we're here with the man, John Monroe. He crosses often, every day, and his family was crossing. The canoe tipped over, and because none of them knew how to swim, they all died.
So this is the very river where those 3 boys, I believe, got drowned. And the reason I'm bringing this is not to emphasize on the 3 boys, but I'm bringing this in because there is another river far away from this location that is also doing the same thing. But the question here is, why other people are not talking about it? Is it because of the remote location or the distance away from where the action is not? So let's listen to this quickly here.
So John, thanks for joining us. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
So tell us about what happened with your family.
Actually, it was 2009 when I came from Benin. One of the agricultural study. I came to visit my people at the time they came from the farm. But the other crossing point, why it crossed 2 times. Why coming, the capsule, there were 9. Actually, my wife and children got drowned. And the lady was pregnant. They got drowned. Actually, from that time up to now, so if I can see, such an opportunity coming to our people to have bridge, they all simple, it'll be fine for our people, citizens to be protected. I lost my wife and children in 2009 as a result of, not having good, safe crossing.
And you lose people all the time here, right?
Every time, every year we lose people. Not only my wife, even if you go up river, down river, every year we lose people.
And are there any markets on the other side or store?
So, just to refresh your mind, the river behind the people is the very river where I think 3 boys got drowned, and there have been so many excuses. The one regret I have here is the president of Liberia. Should I come to say something about it? Should I come and say something about it? But as far as the speculation goes, I'm not interested in those things. Because we'll be watching another video that is far away from the location. But I wanted you to listen, because a white man there, because black men respect white men like hell, who came down and tried to have this guy explain and tell his story. And we listened to his story. So that listening is almost ending. All right, it's about to, we still got a little bit of time.
Businesses.
No. People have to cross and bring their goods to sell in the market and get their needs. Before they can eat, they have to buy. Before they wear clothes, they have to come to the general market. And as a result of crossing every time, sometimes we experience capsule and we lose lives.
So people literally risk their life to come
and
for
get their
the
needs.
basic necessities of life.
Yes. Even to come for medication as well. There's no clinic. Our honorable representative decided, she did well by, starting, but no drugs for our people across. In fact, we don't have clinic. Every time, every Friday, midday, you can see pregnant women, baby mothers, and as well. They have to cross and come carry their children, to the hospital. So even across the majority of the citizens of former live across the simple. So every day they have to risk their life to cross and get, to get their needs.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, let's go to this story now. Where is my story? All right. So, let's go to the story here. Okay, so you are about to see a story from Bapulu County. a county that is far away from where the 2 boys got drowned. I mean, the 3 boys got drowned. But the same situation is happening in the Babulu area. But this time around, it has to do with a senator of that county. So let's listen. There you go.
Your name again? Paul. Paul. Paul, what's your full name?
My full name is Kuji Paul.
Kuji Paul. Yeah. And Paul, I see you. You are one of the persons on this kino.
Yeah.
Who owns this kino?
Kogo. Kofi.
Kofi.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the kino here.
Yeah.
And how much are you charging one person to cross?
$100 for one person.
$100. Yeah. Since when you started crossing people here? Since when?
To be almost 1 month now.
1 month.
Yeah.
And how is the situation?
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Things are okay.
Yes.
Are you thinking about reducing the amount down from 100 to either maybe 75 or 50 because of the hardship our people are going through, my brother?
I don't know how I speak that now.
Okay. Okay.
To call the president, if you willing to call the president only for 80 hours and follow the one for you to cross for situation.
It's hard for me.
It's hard, eh? It's hard.
Because the gas price is too much.
Too high. The gas price is too high. Okay. So how many persons do you normally take on this container? On this skinner? 40 persons. Yeah. Okay. And since you started, have you experienced any accident? No accident. No accident. Okay. Thank you. Your name again?
Paul Kuji.
Paul Kuji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul Kuji. And let me see what I can make my way into the kino. I'm seeing some people here. Some people here are ready now to cross.
All right, guys. So you remember when I told you guys the last time that there are a lot of incompetent people that work in the government of George Weah, and one of them having to be the Minister of Transport. These people behind this camera here are risking their lives. They're risking their lives because those who came before them in leadership did not provide the peaceful life that is supposed to live. Rather, they left them in harm's way. The Ministry of Transport is always, is also responsible for any activities that take place over the water. They're supposed to make laws. They're supposed to put in place regulations. So the question here is, from the St. Paul River, where the 3 boys got drowned, to this other river here, we observe that nobody is wearing a life jacket. As you know, a life jacket will provide a survival rate that will be less than zero chance, greater than zero chance, or less than 100%. A life jacket will be greater than zero, but less than 100% for you to survive. But if you look at the video by here, these people, as you can see here, they are without any life jacket, risking their lives.
Some people here, My man, you are sitting. What's up, my man? What's your name, my man?
Yeah, my name is Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe who?
Joseph Agnew.
Joe, where are you going, man? I see you on the king, man. Where are you going, man? Why are you going to do that, man? Your money. Joe, how is the situation here as it relates to the bridge let's say being damaged?
Nothing going on here.
Wow.
So easy. Send our body people to carry my money. What 2 hours? I get it.
Okay. So you are going now. You're already on the kino and waiting for the kino to leave.
Yes, my name is Kaifala Kamara.
Your name again?
Kaifala Kamara.
Kaifala Kamara.
Yes.
Kaifala, what do you do here?
I'm presently one of the motorcyclists from Babolu.
Babolu.
Yes.
So tell me, Kaifala, how long now you've been running between here and Babolu?
And presently now, I've been running traffic. I think we're going to 2 years now. I'm running from here to Tututan, Morovia, and along with the capital city, Bopolu. So these are the major areas. I think we can get people to move one place to another. This is the Togotan crossing point.
The where?
Togostown.
Togostown.
Yes.
Okay.
This is one of the major crossing points we get now for traffic. We have a problem here.
So what's the problem now, Khalifa, as we speak?
We have a problem with the bridge. As you can see the bridge in the water now. And what the cause of that yellow machine standing, the senator was trying to face the rules so they get in our bridge, so the bridge will get broken. And now for quite a long time we have been suffering here. As you can see, every day we're using boat, and the boat is not guaranteed for Hibabi to cross in. It's dangerous for our life. And now, even yesterday, someone living in the water.
Wow.
Yes. I think this is the 2 times now somebody have lived in the water. Now we are on the constraint, so we are trying means people to help us so they can put bridge here so we can make it easy for.
Do you know the exact time this bridge got damaged?
It was they gone dry season.
Dry season.
Yes, we're going to 7 months now. This bridge has been broken.
Wow. And how is it affecting the people here?
Really affecting us because we pay money to cross.
How much do you pay?
We paying $200 for cross here.
Per person?
One human being is $200.
Okay. And if you want to cross with a motorbike, how much do you pay?
The motorbike is cost $300.
$300.
Motor cross you is $500 before you
Okay.
can cross this water.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll be here, we'll be hungry, no way to eat. We got to go back to find food around to eat because no way for us to cross. We are motorcycle.
So now, yesterday there was a heavy downpour of rain. As we are seeing, the water is very full. And how is the situation here now, Khalifa?
Now you can see, even now the water is going down. It was full more like this. The water can full closer to that yellow machine. Even it can cover the machine.
Wow.
So we are in danger.
In danger. And since the bridge got broken, no county authority came here to talk about this bridge when it will be repaired?
They came the last time, but it was late. But in May, they're trying to fix the bridge, but no way. As you can see, up to now the bridge in the water.
Okay. So you and your friends are here every day?
Every day we're running. This is the major place now for traffic.
Mm.
And a lot of human beings are living in this town.
Wow. And they come from there every day to cross here?
Every day is more than 1,000 human beings living in this town.
To cross?
Every day, maybe more than 200 people can cross this water.
Okay. So as we speak now, you said this place is...
It's not good.
It's not good to cross.
Yeah.
And you said someone left in the water when?
Yesterday.
And have...
On the 14th of this month.
The 14th of September? September.
Yes.
That was just yesterday?
Yes.
Oh, Khalifa, tell me how many persons have so far now let got drowned in the water because of this damaged bridge?
I think on July, someone left in this water.
Mm-hmm.
I think on the 13th, someone lived in the water. The 14th, someone which was yesterday. So I think accountable is now 4 persons now living.
4 persons?
Yes.
And they haven't been found since then?
No, we can find some now yesterday on, we have not yet found.
Those that were found, were they still alive or they were dead?
No, they are dead. Someone living in water, fortunately the person got dead.
They are dead?
Yes.
Can I talk to you, sir? What's your name? Your name again?
So what I want to find out here quickly here, guys, is Where is my man Ashford Garley? Where are the other people who took the other 3 guys that got drowned story all over the internet? Where are they when it comes to the other story here from Bapuru County? Where are they? Why aren't they part of this story here? Why they didn't bring this story up? Is there any reason behind it? Is it because the county is in a remote area? Nobody cares to go there. I'm just asking this question, guys. Let's try to finish the video here.
Joseph O. Peter.
Joseph O. Peter.
Yes.
Joseph, what are you doing here?
I'm a cyclist.
A cyclist.
Yes.
And how long have you been commuting between Bapolu and here?
It is my 10th year riding cycle. For here to Bapolu, from Bapolu to Boncante, from Boncante to Montserrado, or I transport people there.
Before we jumpstart this interview, tell me exactly what's the name of this crossing point?
This is the crossing point, Dogotown crossing point.
Dogotown crossing point.
Yes.
And you said you're always here?
Oh yeah.
So tell me, give me your own side of what you are actually experiencing, what you are actually going through here as it relates to this damaged bridge.
So much I can say only the damage of the bridge. And our brother and our sister there, most of them can be afraid to cross the water because of the kino and also the speedboat. Again, you can see the speedboat coming. That was the cause of yesterday. Somebody got drunk in the water and the person's body was taken away. Then yesterday too, somebody got drunk in the water and ordinarily body has not been found yet.
So who are those operating the speedboat?
The speedboat, the Ghanaians have their speedboat, but logical understanding, to my own understanding, is the time people have their pedal boat. The pedal boat that you can pair with your string, and they want a machine moving with it.
Okay.
And that was the cause yesterday when the accident occurred yesterday.
Okay, and you said how many persons are left in the water?
Yesterday was only 1 person left in the water.
Okay, let me see whether I can engage a bit of some of those who just came on this speedboat. Sir, hello, sir. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm Lai Kamara.
Lai Kamara.
Yeah.
Like you just disembarked from the Kino line.
Yes.
How's the situation like across there? Riding the Kino and coming across. How is it like?
All right. Well, thank you to ask that question. Now, send the bridge for every day we can cross to town on $50, $100. You go, you settle your problem, you go back again. So after that one, you can say that you do your business.
Are you doing business alive?
Yes.
So tell me, how is this bridge affecting your business now?
Yeah, the time the bridge is not small. Now we used to come and cross here directly. But the way we came out, instead of few there parking, now to cross other one there, the $50 for each team.
For each team?
For each team.
$50.
$50. You cross over there, the parking, the people holding there, you carry it, $30. Right here to cross to reach to the town, almost $80. Sometimes it can be $100.
Wow. So it's not easy on your life?
It's not easy, right?
It's not. It's hard.
No.
Okay, like thank you again. And do you do business in the area?
Yes.
Okay, like thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So there's one more video here, but because we are pressed with time, that video will not be played today. Let me see, where is it at? Come on, video, where are you? Where are you, video? I'm going to keep my eye. Right. Okay. Okay, I don't see it here. But there's one more, there's another video, and that video, we will show that video another time, not today. So, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see that other video is from the same location too, but we'll show that to you another time, not today. Not today. We'll show you that video another time. So, guys, I'd like to say a big thank you to every one of you guys for the opportunity today. We'll be back here again another time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Share the video. And give me your feedback and stuff like that. All right. So thank you guys so much. God bless you, and see you another time. And share the video. Our people need all the help in the world. Share the video. Let more people become enlightened. All right. Bye to everyone. Bye.